baseball buddies, the Stokesdale Shetland Lions.
Players have just taken the field for the national anthem, so just a few moments away from getting started. Sunday matinee baseball here at Truist Point. Rockers trail the Power by 2.5. They'd love to get one of those back today, and they're going to turn it over to the newcomer, right-hander Jason Manzueta, to try to do that tonight. Rockers lost in extra innings yesterday, final score 5-4. They're going to look to reverse fortunes against the Power. National anthem coming up, and Rockers baseball follows that on the Rockers Baseball Network, driven by Van York Auto.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your hats as we honor America, those who protect her, with the singing of the Star Spangled Banner, performed today by Real Love Music.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight last gleaming, whose brush lights and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the most bursting air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave, brave.
Well, what has been a jam-packed weekend of events here at Truist Point. We still got one more big one. It's the Sunday finale and the season finale of High Point Rockers West Virginia Power this year. Rockers have won the season series 13-11 with this final game coming up. They'd love to end it on a good note, though. They have lost the last 4 games against West Virginia. Good evening, everyone. Kendrick Fruits, Jay McBlake here with you from Truist Point. And we are just moments away from a game that really feels like is a must-win.
It is a must-win. That's the feeling around this team. After the way they've lost the last 2 games, the loss today kind of puts you on that way of the spiraling phase where everything kind of goes down. So the big thing today for the Rockers is get a win. But first off, take a look at how good Jason Manzueta is.
Yeah, Manzueta on the year 7-5 for Cleburne. Put up an ERA 3.41. 87 innings pitched, 76 strikeouts, 42 walks. And big thing that Jamie Keefe said in the pregame interview is that Jason will hit usually in the low to mid 90s, but occasionally when he gets amped up, we'll see 96, 97 from him, which is about unheard of here in the Atlantic League.
Especially for a starter, that's the big thing. No starter in the Atlantic League throws that hard. So if you have a guy that, even if it's just a couple of pitches, can dot the mid to upper 90s, that's already a hidden gem and someone that you pretty much like seeing on the mound once every 5 days.
Jason's a 31-year-old from Santo Domingo, the Dominican Republic, and the lineup he'll face today is Kelly, Callaspo, Paredes, Espinal, Pizano, Rosario, Arcia, Kopak, and Easley. Scott Kelly will lead things off for West Virginia. Power second baseman steps into the right-handed box. Manzueta gets the sign from Logan Moore, and the righty delivers. We're underway with a fastball just below the knees, ball one.
First pitch time, 5:07, delayed a little bit by the play ball. Kids accidentally running out all the way to left field instead of standing with the players. Weather 73 degrees and sunny.
Fastball from Manzueta. This is inside, 2-0.
The wind 7 miles per hour out to left. As always, brought to you by Old Dominion Freight Line, ODFL, helping the world keep promises.
Manzueta's first pitch clocked in at 93. He's missed inside there 2 in a row. It's now 3 balls, no strikes to Scott Kelly. Manzueta delivers. Another fastball. This one catches the zone, and the count is 3-1. Well, you mentioned it right before we got started. Walks about 1 every 2 innings, so it's not uncommon to see a little bit of control issues rather, as that pitcher called strike. But also you got to think nerves are probably there a little bit too. You want to make a good first impression for your new team. Comes the 3-2. That pitch swung on. Popped up in the infield. Cardullo, the third baseman, Russell, the shortstop there. It's Cardullo at third, making the catch. And to set the High Point defense.
Outfield from right to left, Jared Mitchell, Johnny Field, and James McGowan. Third to first around the infield, Stephen Cardullo, Michael Russell, J.R.D. Sorcina, and Jerry Downs. Logan Moore takes residence behind the pitch.
The slowest pitch Manzueta threw in that at-bat was 92.9. The fastest pitch, 93.9. All within that 92-93 range. First pitch to Kai Aspo, a high fastball. The count 1-0.
It's like we said, it's a lot of philo and it's a lot of fun.
The thing that strikes me as interesting is that pitch 94.8. Fastball, strike count 1-1. The thing that strikes me as interesting, a guy with that much velocity doesn't rack up strikeout numbers like you would expect. Pitch just outside, and the count 2-1. Comes a 2-1, another head-high fastball. 3 balls and a strike now to Alberto Callaspo, who's one of the better hitters on this West Virginia team, the former big leaguer. Long-time big leaguer. Another fastball, this one inside, but it catches the inside part of the zone and the count goes full. Home plate umpire today is Mike Williams. Calvin Baker, the first base umpire. Kevin Morgan is at third. Swing and a miss, the low fastball. And that is strike 3, out number 2. Manzueta has only thrown one non-fastball so far. It was a changeup to Kai Aspo that was clocked at 86 miles an hour. Everything else has been the heat. Brings up Jimmy Paredes now. Paredes on the year, .315, 13 home runs, and 55 batted in. Manzueta delivers. First pitch to Paredes. Fastball fouled back, and the count is 0-1. Logan Moore flashes the signs. Here comes the pitch. Way up and in. And count 1-1. Rockers today going with the white pants, white jersey, says Rockers across the front, blue numbering on the back, blue caps and blue bills. Changeup high, but it catches the top of the zone, and the count is 2-2 now to Paredes. So the difference between fastball and changeup for Manzueta, about 6 miles an hour. Ground ball to first. And Downs will take it himself. That is the final out of the inning. So a 1-2-3 first inning for Jason Manzueta. I would call his debut a success so far. We go to the bottom of the first inning. No score. Rockers Baseball Network, driven by Van York.
Here he comes, rounding the warning track with his best friend, Shane and Nicole. Put your hands together and cheer the boys as they make their way around the field. For all of your farm equipment needs, be sure to visit Sync Farm Equipment in Lexington, North Carolina. Rockers fans, make some noise for hype. Leading off for the Rockers, center fielder Johnny Field.
Bottom of the first inning, scoreless here between the Rockers and the Power. Again, the lineup for High Point is Field, Russell, Downs, Cardullo, Lattimore, Mitchell, McOwen, DeSarcina, and Moore. Be facing Joe Testa, 4-3, 5.48 the earned run average this year. 44 strikeouts, 14 walks allowed, and 42 and 2/3 innings pitched. But the big number for me, Testa's only allowed 2 home runs. He keeps the ball very much in the yard. Testa, 5'10", 185-pound lefty from Jackson, New Jersey. Delivers first pitch to Field, line drive into right field. This one is going to fall and one hop the wall. Field on his way to second base, and he's in with a leadoff double on the first pitch of the Rockers' offensive evening.
Set the Power defensive lineup for you. Dario Pisano in left, Naney's lead center, Jimmy Paredes in right, first to third around the infield, Edwin Espinal, Scott Kelly, Connor Kopak, and Alberto Callaspo, with Francisco Arcia behind home plate.
He got you the Rockers uniforms, the Power with the gray pants, black jerseys, Power in gold across the front, gold numbering on the back, black hats with the black bill. Field on second. Here's the first pitch coming to Michael Russell. He'll take just inside, count 1-0. A little warmer today than it has been the last few days. Not bad, upper 70s today as opposed to lower. That pitch low in the count is 2-0 to Russell. A little more blustery today though. Getting base runners aboard was not an issue for High Point yesterday. Russell takes a strike in the count 2-1. Just capitalizing with those base runners on base. That's where they struggled. Although interestingly enough, after the top of the lineup was 1 for 20 on Friday, they accounted for all 8 of the Rockers' hits yesterday. Russell takes a fastball strike in the count 2-2. Field takes his lead off a second. Comes the 2-2 to Michael Russell. Testa steps off now and looks Johnny Field back to second. Because the Sunday games begin 2 hours earlier, everybody's dealing with the sun except for the catcher and the first baseman, Edwin Espinal. And that's a fastball in. It rides in and clips Michael Russell. He'll head down to first. The Rockers now have a man aboard on first and second with nobody out for Jerry Downs. There are some guys on this team, Michael Russell being one of them. Whenever he gets hit, I always hold my breath a little bit. That's how valuable he is to this team. It's just like, oh, please make sure he's okay. Jerry Downs steps into the left-handed box, hitting .308 with 19 home runs. Pitch just missed in the count, 1-0.
The way Testa comes to the plate, those fastballs have a little bit more of a whipping action in towards the righties. That's why some of those fastballs come and ride up on the inside.
Fastball low. Count 2-0. Testa's fastball technically is being scored as a slider and sinker, a slider changeup combo. He's maxing out about 85 miles an hour on what they're calling a changeup. I think that's his fastball. It misses in the count 3-0. That's the one thing about independent leagues. A lot of guys who don't throw very hard, their fastballs don't get registered as such. Testa's, again, called a changeup, but it's hitting about 85, 86. That's down low. It's a 4-pitch walk to Jerry Downs, and the bases are loaded here in the first inning with nobody out.
Now batting third baseman, Stephen Cardullo.
Huge opportunity for High Point early on. The batter is Stephen Cardullo, 293, 18 home runs, 70 batted in. 7-14 in the last 6 games, going back to that 7 RBI performance last Sunday against Gastonia as he swings and misses strike 1. Quincy Lattimore waits on deck. This is a situation where the Rockers really need to at least get 2 out of this. There's a fastball in, and it hits Cardullo, so a RBI hit by pitch brings in Johnny Field, and the Rockers take a 1-0 lead.
That makes life pretty easy. Rockers have struggled all series long, really all season long, with runners in scoring position. It's like pretty easy when the pitcher decides, lets one get away from him and hit you.
Got to get 2 runs in that situation. That's about as easy a way to get one of them as you can have. Perhaps a balk may be the only thing easier. Here's the first pitch to Lattimore now. He'll take a strike at the knees. Count is 0-1.
Once again, that fastball from Testa with the whipping action on his arm from the left side. Everything tails into the righties, and that's why all of them are getting hit.
Comes the pitch. Lattimore swings, pops it up into center field, not deep. And making the catch in center field is easily coming in as Russell. The throw is cut off. They go down to second with it, Downs back in safely. Sacrifice fly for Quincy Lattimore. And it is now a 2-0 Rockers lead with 1 out now and runners on first and second. For Lattimore, that is RBI number 14. Russell scores, and that will bring up Jared Mitchell. Mitchell 244, 14 home runs, 64 batted in. Jason Manzueta, you got to be feeling pretty good now. The offense is standing up for you early. First pitch to Mitchell. That misses ball 1. Joe Testa is a veteran of the independent league scene. Fastball, there's a called strike, and the count 1-1. Was signed in 2008 by the Minnesota Twins. Eventually was shipped off to the Washington Nationals organization. That one just misses inside the Mitchell 2-1. But ever since 2013, he's been in the independent leagues with Newark and the Can American League. Pitched in the American Association. Pitched for Somerset in the Atlantic League, as well as Long Island and Camden as well when they were part of the Atlantic League.
He's been everywhere, and he's pitched for a lot of teams and a lot of leagues that don't exist. Can-Am League, obviously, merging with the Frontier.
Mitchell, ground ball down the first base side 2-2, and even last year, of course, a lot of people just tried to find work wherever they could. He played in the All-American Baseball Challenge for Jersey.
You look through the list, there are a lot of teams that you remember from way back. He played for the Laredo Lemurs in 2016 in the American Association. They're no longer around.
It's been 2017 in Italy as well. Swing and a miss there, a curveball that Jared Mitchell was way out in front of, and that's out number 2.
Let's just say he's got a lot of hats and jerseys from teams that aren't around anymore.
I'll bring up James McOwen, 266, 7 home runs, 55 batted in. And here's the first pitch from Testa. Fastball, that's a called strike. And the count 0-1. James McOwen celebrating his birthday today. Taps this one right back to the mound. Testa picks it up and throws it on to first base, and the newly turned 36-year-old, his age matches his number on his jersey, is retired 1-3, and that is the final out of the inning. But the Rockers score 2, and they take a 2-0 lead to the top of the second on the Rockers Baseball Network, driven by Van York Auto.
for only $100. That's right, for only $100, you can secure your very own seats for the entire 2022 Equine Rocker season. To save your spot and for more information, visit the sales table in the concourse behind the home plate before it's too late. Don't forget that after today's game, children 13 and under can run the bases. Those young fans who wish to run the bases, as well as those who want to watch their children run the bases, from the warning track, can line up behind section 115 after the game. Top of the second, leading off for West Virginia, first baseman.
Top of the second inning, Rockers with a 2-0 lead over the West Virginia Power in a game they absolutely have to have. They lost the first two of this series, and a win today will put them back to a game and a half behind the Power. Jason Manzueta, after a 1-2-3 first, will face Edwin Espinal, Dario Pisano, Olmo Rosario. That is 4, 5, and 6 in the West Virginia lineup. Manzueta's first inning of work as a Rocker took 16 pitches. First pitch chopped to third base, down the third base line. Cardullo picks it up. Long throw across to first is in plenty of time. And that's one pitch, one out here in the second.
Big thing I've seen from Manzueta in his first inning and the third is he's keeping balls in the infield. And even though you can get balls in the outfield here at Truist Point and be okay, keeping balls on the ground and in the infield are two of the most important things to have as a pitcher.
The batter now is Dario Pisano, the left fielder. Fastball to Pisano, that's a strike in the count, 0-1. Especially when you consider home runs kind of bit Manzueta this year in Cleburne. In 87 innings, he allowed 15 home runs. Another fastball, that pops the mid inside, and the count is 1-1. Last pitch, 94. Still haven't seen that 97, 98 yet. This pitch popped up in foul territory. Cardullo shielding his eyes from the sun, and the ball drops out of his mitt. A missed opportunity there. What's probably going to be an E5 there on Cardullo. He's battling the sun, but the ball just squirted right out of his mitt. Dario Pisano is going to get another chance. Pisano hitting a .325, 5 home runs and 25 batted in. The 1-2 coming here, a high fastball inside, and the count 2-2. Olmo Rosario, the designated hitter today, waits on deck. Here comes the 2-2. Fastball lined into right field. This one is going to get down for extra bases as it caroms to the wall. Pisano on his way to second. Mitchell's dropped it, and Pisano's on his way to third. Here comes the throw, goes to the cutoff man, DiSarcina. Will probably be a double and potentially an error on Jared Mitchell. As if he gets that ball in, Pisano doesn't go to third, but Mitchell drops it right after picking it up. There's a runner on third base now with one out.
Now batting right fielder, Olmo Rosario.
That's just a play that Jared Mitchell should have. It was a weird hop off the wall, but that's one of those plays where, for someone like Jared Mitchell, really uncharacteristic.
That'll bring up Olmo Rosario, the designated hitter. Fastball from Manzueta, that's a called strike. And the count 0-1. Manzueta, very high set. That fastball inside, and the count is 1-1. He comes set with the glove almost above his head. Pisano takes his lead off with third. Here's the 1-1. Hit on the ground down the third base side. Diving stop by Cardullo. Gets it up. Strong throw to first base. It'll be late. And it is a infield base hit for Olmo Rosario, but a great effort there from Steven Cardullo. That probably saved a run because Pisano was not able to come in.
Tonight's strikeout player of the game is up to bat. If he strikes out here or at any point in this game, he will all receive one free small hit coffee.
Bring up Francisco Arcia now. Arcia hitting a .343, 2 home runs, and 9 batted in. Runners at the corners, 1 out. Here comes the first pitch. That's off speed away. And the count is 1-0. Thing I've noticed about Manzueta, he's got a very, almost an effortless looking delivery. He's just slinging the ball in there. That pitch, a fastball, catches the inside corner. And the count 1-1. It is over the top, and not so much from the side, but just whips the arm through on its way to the plate. 1-1 the count to Arcia. Runners at the corners. Rockers lead at 2-0, top of the second. Here comes the pitch, off speed, lined into right field. Right at Mitchell, makes the catch, and coming in to score on the sacrifice fly is Dario Pisano.
Just a little bit of bookkeeping on the last couple of plays. That was an E9 on Mitchell. That let Pisano go to third, and that was also an E5 on Steven Cardullo on the drop pop-up in foul territory.
2 errors in the same at-bat.
That's as many errors in one at bat as the Rockers had all week. Yeah, it's a short week, but they made just 2 errors coming into today.
2 outs now, and the batter is Connor Kopak. Lines this one just over Steven Cardullo down the left field side. Cutting it off in left field is McGowan, fires it in, but it's going to be a double for Kopak as Olmo Rosario heads to third base. That also makes should make that run earned now. Would have been an unearned run if that had been the final out of the inning, because Pisano would not have advanced to third. But now with that double, it should make that an earned run. Brings up Nate Easley. Easley at .214, 4 home runs and 16 batted in. Also, one of the more speedier guys on this lineup. Curveball, that stays low, and the count 1-0. That's probably the first curveball I think we have seen from Jason Manzueta today, and it's quite a change of pace. Here comes the pitch, fastball tipped into the glove of Logan Moore, and the count 1-1. Actually, that I forgot the dropped pop-up was on that same at-bat. That would have made that an unearned run because Pisano should have been out on the pop fly. Drifted into foul territory that Cardullo wasn't able to catch. I wrote it down in the wrong square. Here's the pitch, popped up over our heads. It gets out of play. The count 0-2 to Easley. And that first pitch to him, that curveball from Manzueta, the first pitch below 80 miles an hour, really first pitch below 85, came in at 78. Manzueta comes set. Here comes another 0-2 to Easley. And it's a fastball. Strike 3. Late call, but Manzueta gets it. Second strikeout for the Rockers righty. 1 run comes in to score here in the top of the second inning, but Rockers will maintain the lead. It's 2-1 as we head to the bottom of the second on the Rockers Baseball Network, driven by Van York Auto.
To find your next home, visit them online at BlueRidgeCompanies.com. Hey, Rockers Nation, turn your attention to the Jumbotron and watch one special fan answer the Blue Ridge trivia question of the night. We need your help cheering them on as they put their knowledge to the test. Let's throw it out to Christian as he calls the test.
All right, everybody say hello to Sophia, part of our Stars Elite Game set. She's going to take part in our Blue Ridge Trivia Challenge. Now, Sophia, you have 20 seconds to make as many ice cream flavors. All right? She was so nervous, she just smiled so big when she heard ice cream. You guys can help her out and shout out the flavors, all right? All right, Sophia, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Vanilla, coffee, rocky road, jack cream, cookie dough.
And they're okay. I got 9. She went butter pecan and coffee. I haven't heard those in a while. All right, now we're going to turn to the camera and see what Michael Russell can do, all right?
Chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, cookie dough.
Rockers with a 2-1 lead over the West Virginia Power, and well, they used a leadoff double from Johnny Field, then walks hit by pitches and sacrifice flies to get it done the rest of the way, scoring 2 runs off of Joe Testa in the top of the first inning. Going to look for a little bit more here in the second as the Power chipped away a little bit at the lead. They cut it in half in the top of the second. So J.R. DeSarcina, Logan Moore leading things off for the Rockers. That's 8 and 9 in the lineup, and then Johnny Field after that. First pitch to DeSarcina, misses ball 1. Joe Testa, 22 pitches, 11 strikes so far, so exactly a 50% ball strike ratio. Manzueta, 33 pitches, 22 strikes through 2 innings of work as DeSarcina chops that one foul, and the count is 1 ball and 1 strike to the Rockers' second baseman. He's hitting at 268, 5 home runs, 26 batted in. Testa comes set. Here comes the pitch. Again, grounded foul, left field side, count 1-2. DeSarcina has really seen his starts go down after the additions of not only Michael Martinez, but Michael Russell became healthy again. Looking to make the most of that opportunity today. Takes a fastball away in the count 2-2. He has still, without a doubt, been one of the most impressive younger players in the Atlantic League this year. Line drive, that's into right field, falling quickly, but falls into the glove of the right fielder Paredes, and that is out number 1.
What a way to calm down for Joe Testa after a shaky first 4 batters. He's really calmed down, and guys might be hitting it hard, but they're hitting it right at people.
And in typical Rockers fashion, after the leadoff double from Johnny Field, the rest of the runs came in without a base hit. Here's the number 9 batter, Logan Moore. Big swing and a miss, high fastball. Moore chased it, and the count 0-1. Moore at 169, a home run, 2 batted in. And that fastball is taken for a strike in the count 0-2. Testa comes set, 0-2 to Moore, a high fastball. This one a little too far up. Moore wasn't going to chase it. And the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. This has been an offensive year to forget for Moore. Struggled a little bit in High Point, struggled at Lehigh Valley. That pitch outside, the count 2-2. But Although the batting numbers have not been there, the one that has been the on-base percentage. Logan Moore has worked walks everywhere and has shown a good eye at the plate. I've always felt like catchers had really good eyes at the plate because they see the strike zone about more than anybody. This one, a towering pop-up into shallow right field. Going over and dropping the ball. The ball falls down. Heading to second is Moore. I think that's going to be a double. I don't think Scott Kelly ever touched it. It looked like he overran it and then lost it. That might be one of the shortest doubles Logan Moore's ever hit.
That was one of those plays where the Sun just played tricks on everybody. Jimmy Paredes and Scott Kelly didn't know who was going to get the baseball because Paredes just completely lost it in the sun.
We talk about batters struggling as a pitch goes from the sunlight to the shade. Well, how about a baseball that you're battling the sun with? All of a sudden, it comes down into the shade of the stadium. Rockers have a runner on second base now for Johnny Field. Fastball. That's a called strike 0-1. High Point would love to get the run back that they gave away, or they gave back rather, in the top of the second. Fastball just below the knees, and the count is 2-0. It is officially scored a double for Scott Kelly, for Logan Moore rather. Scott Kelly does not get an error. Again, the ball never actually touched his glove. And you could kind of see in the last moment as the ball was coming down, he finally found it again because he lunged for it. Field pops it up, foul. Lands in the seats behind the Rockers dugout and caroms around. Some people cover their heads, some people reaching for the ball. Count 1-2 now to Field. Rockers already 0 for 2 today with runners in scoring position. Timeout called at the plate. That continues a tough trend from the first 2 games of this series. But they did a good job against the Barnstormers in a doubleheader. Now, we've said it a couple of times, this is a way different pitching staff. The thing is, you got to be able to hit and come up with the hits at the big moments. As Field fouls it off, and the count holds 1-2. Wake Forest Baptist Health injury report. Nothing substantial to report. Obviously, players have their dings and bruises and bumps here in the late part of the season. It's just part of it, but nothing substantial to report today. Comes the 1-2. Field pops it up in the infield. Kelly is going over for it, calls for it, and makes the catch. That is the second out of the inning. And I looked at Kopak and Espinal on both sides of him, and they were both shielding their eyes while Scott Kelly did not. So he seemed to be the only one who saw the ball the clearest.
That's why the way the stadium is built with the overhang that goes around the concourse from the third base side all the way to about halfway up the first base side, then it juts up, so you have another thing coming out. Makes it kind of tricky with the sun.
Michael Russell, the batter now, was hit by a pitch last inning. 2 outs in the second. Fastball misses outside. Arcia pops up as if he were going to throw for Logan Moore at second, but does not pull the trigger, and the count 1-0. Pitch number 37 for Joe Testa, but like you said, he's settled down a lot here in the second inning as Russell fights this one off foul straight back, and the count 1-1. He's thrown a lot more strikes here in the second inning. 15 pitches, 10 strikes for Testa after splitting 11 and 11 in the first inning. Comes the pitch. Got it off the end of the bat into center field. There to make the play is Easley, and that is the final out of the inning. Logan Moore with a 1-out double. Doesn't lead to any runs for the Rockers, and we head to the third. High Point leads it 2-1 with the Rockers Baseball Network, driven by Van York Auto.
University Sports Executive Director.
Guilford Technical Community College offers great education while offering quality, affordability, and support. Choose GTCC, choose success. Learn more at www.gtcc.edu today. All right, Rockers fans, it's time to dance. Take a look at the Jumbotron and show us your skills.
Top of the third inning, Rockers with a 2-1 lead over the West Virginia Power. Kendrick Fruits, Javik Blake here with you as we finish up this 6-game, well, not even a 6-game homestand, because it's a 12-game homestand. We finished the first half today of that 12-game homestand, let's say that. But what have you seen so far from Jason Manzueta in his first 2 innings?
He's looked a little shaky at times, but he's also adjusting to not admitted strike zone and pitching from 61.5 feet. So overall, it's been very solid. He's seen moments in sparks of greatness, and that's what we got to take away in a first start in the new league.
Manzueta's slowest pitch today has been 77 miles an hour. He's thrown 1 curveball. It's the only pitch below 85 for him. Comparison, Joe Testa has thrown 3 pitches below 70. Manzueta off speed low there. And the count 0-1 though as Scott Kelly chased it. It's Kelly, Cayaspo, and Paredes, the top of the lineup. And Manzueta delivers. Fastball lined into center field. Field coming in strong, but he's going to have to play it on a hop. And it's a leadoff base hit for Scott Kelly.
Next up,
Brings up Alberto Cayaspo. Cayaspo, the first strikeout on the ledger for Manzueta tonight. He's got one of the swinging variety and one of the looking. Peers over the shoulder at Kelly, delivers a fastball inside, and the count is 1-0. You're going to see a whole bunch of fastballs from Manzueta. There's another one. That's a called strike, and the count is 1-1 now to Cayaspo. Kelly takes his lead off of first, grabs a little bit more now. Manzueta holds the set. And this one swung on and down the right field line, just past the dive of Jerry Downs. It's going to kick around in the corner. Jared Mitchell trying to get to it. They're holding Kelly at third. And Mitchell's throw comes into Jerry Downs at first base. So it is a ground ball double just inside the first base bag. The West Virginia Power threatening here in the third inning with runners at second and third and nobody out. That's kind of the Alberto Cayaspo hit right there. Not a huge power guy, but can hit his doubles. He can put it right down the line just like you saw there.
Time for a quick check of the Atlantic League scoreboard brought to you by Ginny Morrow Cruise Planners. 2 finals already today. Final in Lancaster, Southern Maryland wins 6-2 over the Barnstormers. Lexington wins 11-2 over York.
The batter is Jimmy Paredes. The first pitch popped up in foul territory, almost identical. Actually, it's going further out. The one that Cardullo missed earlier. Runs back and makes a nice catch just at the edge of the West Virginia bullpen. Nice over-the-shoulder play for Cardullo, and a strong throw in holds the runner at third base. Safe to say that Cardullo redeemed himself a little bit there on that one.
And that's an important play, to be able to go back on it towards the bullpen in foul territory. and then put your momentum back towards home plate when at first it was going away, and be able to make a good enough throw home that Kelly stops at third, who's a pretty speedy guy.
Not only that, but you retired the big hitter in this lineup at Jimmy Paredes on a pop-up. We've talked about it a few times this weekend, although not really in depth. Off speed, called strike at the knees to Espinal, 0-1. But with Miles Williams being released, Paredes is really the only true quote-unquote power hitter left on this team. I'm sure a couple guys will run into one every now and then, but he, and I would venture to say Reimer Liriano, if he played every day, could be considered that. 0-1, off speed down in the dirt, good block by Moore, and the count 1 ball, 1 strike to Espinal.
Final game on the docket today, bottom of the third inning, Long Island leads Gastonia 3-0.
Well, the Rockers know what they have to do. Obviously, you got to chip in to the West Virginia lead, but also with the Blue Crabs winning today, you've got to win just to maintain that 4-game advantage in the wild card, or else it'll go from 5-3 in a hurry. Foul ball out of play, right field side, count 1-2. Rockers and the Blue Crabs begin what basically amounts to a 6-game series starting next Friday, 3 at Truist Point and 3 at Regency Furniture Stadium. It's a situation where you really control your destiny in the wild card situation. You win 4 out of 6. You put yourself in good shape. Fastball fouled straight back to the net, and the count holds 1-2. Runner at third base is Kelly. Runner at second base is Alberto Callaspo. Manzueta works third base side of the rubber. The new righty comes set. Again, glove just about over his head. And he delivers. Here's the pitch, and again, fouled off by Espinal. A good battle here. The count remains 1-2. Manzueta was part of the Marlins organization beginning in 2008. The Dominican Summer League was with them as late as 2014. But the interesting thing, we saw this with guys like McOwen, we've seen it with Adam Taylor. There was a long stretch where Manzueta was not in pro balls. This pitch fouled right field side, and it gets out of play. Count holds 1-2. After playing in Pittsburgh in the Pacific Association, BURG, not BURGH, in 2015, his next professional appearance was with Cleburne this year. So that is a stretch of about 6 seasons where Manzueta wasn't playing pro ball. Another 1-2 coming here to Espinal. Curveball upstairs did not come down enough, and the count 2 balls, 2 strikes. He started Espinal with a couple of curveballs, then went with 4 consecutive fastballs that were all fouled off. Now he's trying to go back to the off-speed stuff. Comes another 2-2 to Espinal. Fastball chopped first base side. The acting first base coach, Jovan Gonzalez, makes the 2-handed catch. Next pitch of the at-bat will be number 9. Good Sunday crowd on hand here at Truist Point. You haven't made it out to the ballpark this year. The Rockers have 1 more week of home games this season, so make sure you go to highpointrockers.com, get your tickets. Don't miss any of the fun. 2-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Finally got him with the fastball, and that's out number 2. 3rd strikeout today for Manzueta.
That's that high fastball for Mansueta that's worked so well today. We've seen a lot of guys in the Atlantic League use the high fastball. When you can ride it in there at 94, 95, that's when you generate the swings and misses.
That's the big thing. If your high fastball is effective at 88, imagine how much more it's effective at 94.
Oh, and also the way the strike zone is, it's kind of shifted up 2 inches. It's a hard ball to hit to begin with, and now that's being called a strike, it makes it that much harder.
So many power hitters love to chase that fastball up, which makes it all the more effective. The batter is Dario Pisano. Pisano doubled in his first at-bat. Curveball from Mansueta. This is ball 1. Doubled and reached third on an error on the same play. The righty comes set and delivers. High fastball, more snap throw down to second base. Espinal is back in safely. Close play, a good thought there from Logan Moore. Espinal not the fleetest of foot. The tag was just a bit late, I believe. One thing about these Rockers catchers, they have no fear in throwing behind a runner to try to get him. Here comes a 2-0, way outside with the fastball. 3 balls, no strikes now. Steven Cardullo is playing almost in the shortstop position. It's probably about a third of the way down the base path towards second base. The 3-0 coming to Pisano. Fastball, and that just misses inside. And it's a 4-pitch walk. The base is now loaded for West Virginia. I like that miss, though, from Pisano. He misses way out and away the pitch before, and he comes back with a fastball that just misses off the inside corner. That, to me, is a good sign that said, hey, he's not really losing the zone. It was really just the one pitch that got away from him.
That's also his first walk of the day. For a guy who generally walks a good handful of batters, not bad.
Logan Moore going out to talk to him now. Mansueta just hit the 52 pitch mark there. But again, we've talked about it a couple of times with how good the back of this bullpen is for the Rockers now, with how stocked it is. They really only need 5-6 innings out of their starters.
But after last night, where you had to go to 5 different relievers, I'm sure they'd like a little bit of light.
Curveball, that's a called strike to Olmo Rosario, count 0-1. Second time through the lineup, he's definitely going more with the off-speed pitch and is showing them that curveball earlier on in counts than he did the first time through. Fastball there, just below the knees, count 1-1. And you know, even if we don't see the 96, 97, 98 today, I've been really impressed with the movement on it and the swing and misses he's been able to generate simply on the pure heat. 1-1 coming here to Rosario. That is looped up in the infield. Cardullo coming in. Russell is there as well. Cardullo going over, and he drops the ball. 1 run comes in and scores. Probably will be the second error of the day on Steven Cardullo on an infield pop-up. Kelly came in and scored. Cayaspo came in and scored. Dario Pisano went all the way from first to third.
Now batting today's strikeout player of the game, Francisco Arcia.
I'll bring up Francisco Arcia. Arcia with the sacrifice fly in his first at-bat. Comes the first pitch fastball. Darcy is swinging at a pitch up over the zone. And the count 0-1. So the Power now have a 3-2 lead. Still waiting on the scoring, but that very well could be Stephen Cardulo's second error of the ball game. It is going to be officially scored in E5. Fastball misses, and the count is now 1-1. So all 3 runs allowed today have been unearned runs.
That's the unfortunate part for Manzueta, because he should be out of both innings.
The 1-1 popped up again in the infield. Cardulo comes in, Russell comes in, and Cardulo again makes the play this time, standing right in front of Michael Russell. Almost an identical play, but fortunately for the Rockers, a different result. Cardulo makes the catch, but 2 unearned runs come in and score. And the West Virginia Power take a 3-2 lead in the Rockers Baseball Network, driven by Van York Auto.
All right, folks, I've got brother and sister tandem, Nolan and Claire, over there at first base. Give them a big round of applause, please. All right, Nolan and Claire are going to raise hype around the bases to me over here at third base. And if they can, they're going to get a nice, awesome prize here. Hype's trying to cheat again. We're not going to let that happen. All right, folks, are you guys ready? Cheer nice and loud for Nolan and Claire. On your marks, get set, go! Well done, Claire, out and running. I like it. Nolan, look out. Hype's coming behind you. Hype, what's that? Hype, what's that? Oh, you got played by the sun? Oh, my goodness. I can't believe that happened. That means no one's going to win and beat them. Well done. That sun is in your eyes. I know the sun. It's a thing. Every single day it rises and sets. Every single day. Give a big round of applause, folks, in our Cone Mascot race.
Proud of its 50-year history in Idaho, is a leading manufacturer of upholstery and mattress fabrics. Their newest innovations give small, evolved upholstery fabric and Chilson's mattress fabric have over 63 million plastic bottles and counting from entering landfills, waterways, and oceans. Visit Pump.com to learn more.
Bottom of the 3rd inning, and once again, the High Point Rockers are going to have to play a little catch-up here tonight. They trail 3-2, still plenty of baseball to go here on this Sunday evening. But here in the bottom of the 3rd, it'll be Downs, Cardulo, and Lattimore. Stephen Cardulo has made 2 errors today. They've ultimately allowed 3 unearned runs to score. One kind of indirectly, as he made an error, then a play later, pitch later, Dario Pisano hit it into the outfield. But then in that last inning, dropped a pop out with 2 outs. 2 runs came in and scored. Here's Jerry Downs, walked in his first at-bat today. Testa, first pitch coming to Downs. Misses, count is 1-0. Well, usually we talk about a ball that starts in the sunlight and ends up in the shade and batters have to adjust to. It's kind of opposite now. The plate is in sunlight. The pitcher's mound is in the shade. Down swings, high fly ball into left field. Right field, rather. Does it have enough? Yes, it does. Rockabye baseball. Jerry Downs gets it up and over the right field wall. His 20th home run of the year. His 74th run batted in. Jerry Downs joins the 20 home run club. Rockers tie it up at 3. That'll bring up Stephen Cardulo. For Joe Testa, that is only the 3rd home run he has allowed this year in 45 innings. That pitch will hit Cardulo on the foot. Stephen Cardulo has been hit by a pitch twice today. We're just in the 3rd inning. It's been a tough day for him. A couple errors on pop-ups and 2 hit by pitches.
But I'm sure the way Cardulo operates, that was an at-bat where he was going to try to put it out of the ballpark and make up for the runs that got allowed off of his last error in the last inning.
We'll bring up Quincy Lattimore now. Takes first pitch, just misses ball 1 outside. count 1-0. Testa's kind of, after a really good second inning, has gotten off to a rough start in the third, much like his first inning. Lattimore, a high fly ball into left field, and they can't find it. The left fielder can't find it. That's Pisano, and that ball is going to land, and coming in and scoring is Cardulo, and it's going to be a ground rule double. Dario Pisano absolutely lost that ball in the sun. And for Quincy Lattimore, the RBI double gives the Rockers a lead.
That's a ground rule double. They're sending Cardulo back to third.
So Cardulo to third, Lattimore to second. But you saw as soon as that ball was hit, Pisano instantly put his hands up saying, I can't find it.
There has been a sun delay once here at the ballpark before, and it was a standard practice in the California League back with the Bakersfield Blaze and High Desert Mavericks, two teams that no longer exist. No one can find the ball in the outfield right now.
Pitch a fastball that stays upstairs, count 1-0. Two pop-ups have been dropped by the Rockers. For the power, Lattimore hits this one down the line. It couldn't be found, and then a little weak pop-up into right field, and Scott Kelly and Jimmy Paredes couldn't make the play. That pitch a strike, and the count is 1-1 to Mitchell. So the game plan right now, it just looks like it get the ball up in the air because you don't know what's going to happen. Here's the pitch, fastball, and that stays just away, and the count 2-1 now to Mitchell. Rockers with a chance to take the lead here. It's already tied at 3 on Jerry Downs' home run moments ago. The 2-1 to Mitchell takes a fastball. That's a called strike, and the count 2-2. Three runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Power. 3 runs, 4 hits, 3 errors for High Point. Here comes the pitch to Mitchell, fouls it off, and the count will stay 2-2. We'll do it again. Family fun day here at Truist Point, where kids 13 and under can run the bases after the ball game, thanks to our friends at Bethany Medical. Good to see lots of young fans here at the ballpark today having a good time. That pitch, a fastball, stays just away to Mitchell, and the count goes full. If I knew I had school tomorrow, I'd like a last hurrah of the weekend, but what better way to spend it than at a ballpark? The 3-2 to Mitchell, he just pokes that one foul to stay alive. That was a pitch, I don't know if he didn't see it for a moment or if it wasn't a pitch that he could really do much with, but he just kind of stuck his bat out at the last second. Was able to get a piece of it and stay alive. Mitchell turns around and was asking a question to home plate umpire Mike Williams. Whatever the question was, he got the answer, nodded his head okay, and turned back around. Here comes the 3-2 now. Pitch fouled off. And again goes out of play left field side. Almost looked, and Testa does not have a very over-the-top delivery, but that one almost just looked like he slung the ball almost parallel to the ground. As his pitch count is now up over 50. Curveball, Mitchell way out in front of it, strike 3. That is out number 1 here in the third.
It's the second time today Joe Testa's used that slow off-speed pitch to get Mitchell. The ball just kind of floats in there, and after you pound him with the fastball a couple of times, makes it tough to catch up.
The first time the curveball registered up at a pitch fouled down the left field side. First time it was registered at 65 miles an hour that struck him out. McOwen today is 0 for 1, a 1-3 ground out in his first at-bat. Rockers still with runners at second and third. Trying to take the lead. We're tied up at 3 in the bottom of the third inning. High fastball, and the count is 1-1. Just got the velo on that other curveball. They have both been 65-mile-an-hour curveballs that struck out Jared Mitchell. Cardullo takes his lead off at third. Here comes the pitch. Popped up in the infield. Caiaspo comes in. Arcia throws away the mask, and Arcia makes the catch. The mask almost hit Joe Testa. Arcia didn't realize the pitcher was charging in behind him and threw the mask. And now it looks like they're calling the trainer out. I think he might have actually hit Testa with the mask. If that's the case, that's one of the more odd injuries I've seen. Arcia's going back behind the plate. Testa is going to throw a couple pitches.
Well, that first one looked pretty good.
Yeah. It's also probably one of the least contested pop-ups we've seen today. Arcia had it from the get-go. Arcia and Testa now talking in front of the mound. Still not sure what the game plan is. Looks like they're going to leave him in.
Now, Arcia postgame owes Joe Testa a nice steak dinner.
I think so.
I think a nice little flaming young or something. You need something when you nail the pitch with your mask.
That'll bring up J.R. DiSarcina, flied out to right in his first at-bat. I did notice when Arcia tossed the mask, it looked like he was throwing a frisbee like the Rockers' Craig Stim and Ryan Chafee do in the outfield normally. Put some velo on it. That pitch missed, and the count 1-0 to DiSarcina. DiSarcina swings, line drive into left field. This time Pisano can find it, and he makes the catch for the final out of the inning. But the Rockers tie it up on a solo home run from Cherry Downs, his 20th of the year. And it's 3-3 as we head to the fourth inning. Jamie Blake, your tour guide, as we go through the middle innings. The Rockers Baseball Network, driven by Manuel Mercado.
To play at home this year, help us by packing the point for our last dollar beer night of the season on Thursday night. The first 500 fans in attendance will also receive a free rally towel presented by Filet Fish. Friday, October 1st is also the last fireworks show of the year. Come join us to watch the most spectacular fireworks show of the Triad on the same field that the Rockers play on. Also next weekend is our Pink at the Point night. The Rockers will be sporting a specialty jersey that will be auctioned off to help benefit the Hayward Cancer Center and Patriot North Lake Baptist. We look forward to seeing you all right here.
Top of the fourth inning from Truist Point. Rockers and Power tied up at 3 here in the final game of a 3-game set. Jason Manzueta on the mound. It's Connor Kopak, Nate Easley, and then the top of the order up here in the fourth, all tied up at 3. The righty kicks and fires. Fastball misses. Late called strike on a high inside fastball to the righty Kopak. Count goes down 1-1. Kopak today doubled down the left field line. 0-1 pitch. Curveball Bunt shown and taken back. Count goes to 0-2. West Virginia's been able to tally some runs today with the help of just a bright and sunny day here in North Carolina. Oh-2 pitch. Fastball swing and a miss. Kopak just waves at it. And that's the 4th strikeout of the day for Manzueta. Well, that's one way to battle the effects of the fact that no one can really see the ball in the outfield due to the sun. Just strike everyone out. Steven Cardullo's lost a couple of pop-ups in the sun. Jimmy Paredes lost one down the right field line for West Virginia a couple innings ago. And then last inning, Dario Pisano completely lost the ball in left, and it landed in fair play for a double. First pitch to Easley, bunt shown, bunted up the third base line. Cardullo comes in, barehands it, throws to first in time. A pretty play from Steven Cardullo to nab Easley on the bunt. That's 2 quick outs here in the 4th.
That takes us to the top of the order. Next up is Scott Kelly.
He's had a couple of trouble with pop-ups today, but 2 great defensive plays on ground balls. One a line shot down the third base line. An infield single from Omar Rosario that saved a run in the 2nd. And then a real nice defensive play here in the 4th. Brings up the top of the order in Scott Kelly. 2 outs, nobody on. Rockers and Power tied at 3. First pitch to the righty. Curveball dots the outside corner, called strike 1.
So you look at Cardullo's days so far. He saved a run, but he allowed a couple. He's been hit by a pitch, made a couple defensive plays. They cancel out, right?
0-1 pitch. Curveball dots the outside corner again. Count goes to 0-2. You think so? He does have an RBI hit by pitch, though I'm sure he'd love to put one over the wall and really make up for it. 0-2 the count to Kelly. Here's the pitch. Another curveball. Dots the outside corner. 3 straight curveballs, all of them in the same exact spot. Kelly doesn't swing at any of them, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Manzueta. No runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left on base. He adds 2 more strikeouts. The total brings it up to 5, and we're through 3.5. Rockers and Power tied up at 3. And the Rockers Baseball Network driven by Van Delgado.
Tonight's T-shirt toss is brought to you by Carolina Kia. If you need service done to your car, look no further than Carolina Kia on High Play. Rocker fans, are you looking for a T-shirt? You know what time it is, Rockers Nation. It's T-shirt time.
Tied at 3, bottom of the 4th inning from Truist Point. Javic Blake alongside Kendrick Fruits. Rockers and Power, final game of a 3-game set. Joe Testa back on the hill for West Virginia after getting nailed in the leg by his own catcher on a pop-up last inning. Threw a couple of warm-up pitches, the leg's okay. Back out for his 4th inning of work to face 9-1 and 2 in the Rockers order. Moore, Field, and Russell. First pitch. Fastball dots the outside corner to the lefty, called strike 1. Moore was aided by the sun a little bit, hit a double down the right field line. It was only at bat. The pitch, curveball, swing and a miss. Count goes to 0-2. It was a looping double down the right field line back in the 2nd inning. Jimmy Paredes and Scott Kelly didn't know where to get it. 0-2 pitch, fastball, just misses off the outside corner. Count goes to 1-2. lefty. Sets with nobody on. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Moore just waves it. Strike 3 on the outside corner. And Testa retires him. That's 4 straight retired by Testa. And he notches his 3rd strikeout today.
Looking like it's going to be another tight one down to the wire. Maybe not quite the pitching duel that we saw yesterday, but the way Manzueta has been able to get strikeouts and the way Testa is starting to settle in. We go down to the last inning again.
We go back to the top of the order in Johnny Field. The pitch. Curveball. Misses low and away. 1-0. Dakota Freeze was up in the power pen. Now is throwing on a sweatshirt to keep the arm warm. 1-0 pitch. Fastball backs him up off the inside corner. 2-0.
Almost wonder if that was when they weren't 100% sure if Testa would be able to come back out or not.
That was his 64th pitch of the day. He's facing the lineup for the 3rd time through. 2-0 pitch. Fastball misses away. 3-0. Field today is 1 for 2, doubled in the first, popped out in the second. 3-0 pitch. Fastball, called to strike on the outside corner, 3-1. Field back in from the right side, lefty fires. Fastball, called to strike on the outside corner. Field thought it was ball 4, took a couple of steps towards first, but now walks back with a full count.
And Field's thought was 1 pitch on the border, okay, 2, come on, man.
3-2 the count, 1 out, nobody on. Rockers and Power tied at 3. The pitch, swing and popped foul, first base side out of play. Count stays at 3-2. Rockers scored 2 runs in the first, tied things up with a solo homer from Jerry Downs in the 3rd inning. Power scored 3 unanswered, 1 in the second, 2 in the 3rd, both of them. All 3 of them came off a couple of errors. Rockers have made 3 on the day after making 2 all week coming into today. The payoff pitch, swing and tapped foul, first base side, hits off the very top of the netting. Count stays full. Field high, navy blue socks, the very back of the right-handed batter's box. Testa, the lefty, comes set with nobody on. The pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Piles in a fastball and gets his 2nd strikeout of the inning. 2 outs, nobody on, brings up Russell. It's the 4th strikeout today by Testa. Interesting part is it's his first against a righty. Lefties, usually the guys when he gets the strikeouts. Russell in from the right side, first pitch. Curveball misses low, 1-0. Russell today 0 for 1. Hit by a pitch in the first. Flew out to center in the second. 1-0 pitch. Looks at a fastball, called a strike on the inside corner, 1-1. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss at a changeup. Count goes to 1-2.
The tough thing about those off-speed pitches is they are slow, slower, and slowest, and ranging anywhere from the mid-70s to the mid-60s. And I'm used to seeing a lot of mid-60s curveballs and changeups, so it's hard to wait on those pitches.
The 1-2 pitch. Fastball. Just misses on the inside corner to the righty. Count evens up 2-2.
And then when your fastball's in the mid-80s, which isn't necessarily a fast fastball, but it's 20 mile an hour quicker than your slowest pitch, so there's a lot of ground to cover in the mile per hour range.
2-2 pitch. Curveball just misses off the outside corner. Count goes full at 3-2. Middle innings of this series have sort of hit a lull as far as run scoring. The Rockers scored just 1 run in the middle innings yesterday. Payoff pitch. Swing and a bouncing ball left side of the infield. Kopak comes in, tries to barehand it. It deflects off his hand. Rolls a couple of steps away. Pasco picks it up. And it's an infield single for Michael Russell. Puts one on with 2 outs for Jerry Downs.
Now batting, first
It's going to be a really, really tough play for Kopak to make. He looked like he took his eyes off of the ball and looked towards Espinal there right as the ball was getting to his hand.
Yeah, that was almost an impossible play to make, especially with Russell's speed. And brings up the lefty masher, Jerry Downs. Smashed his 20th homer of the year last time up and just continues to rake against lefties. Has the highest average out of any left-handed hitter in the entire Atlantic League. Pitch, swing, and kind of fights it off on the wrist. Kelly picks it up, fires over to first in time, and that ends the inning. Rockers get a man on with 2 outs, but they can't do anything about it. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. We head to the top of the 5th inning. We'll be joined in the booth by a special guest when we return. Rockers and Power tied at 3 on the Rockers Baseball Network, driven by Van York Auto.
Direct your attention to the Jumbotron and be sure to shout out your answer. Shout it out, which one is it? Which one? Which one? Which one? The answer is right, fans, put your fins up and get ready to dance to Jimmy Buffett's song, Fins. Fin Camp is brought to you by B&H Pool and Patio Shop, celebrating over 50 years and providing high-quality service and all your pool needs in High Point, North Carolina.
Top of the 5th inning, Jason Manzueta back on the mound. Alberto Callaspo up at the plate. First pitch of the inning. Curveball. Misses outside, 1-0. Rockers and Power tied up at 3. 1-0 pitch. Fastball misses high and inside and hits home plate umpire Mike Williams on the face mask. Count goes to 2-0. The 2-0 pitch. Fastball high and away. Count goes to 3-0. Callaspo, a switch hitter up from the left side. 1 for 2 today with a double in the 3rd. The pitch. Fastball. Misses inside, ball 4, and that's just the 2nd walk allowed by Jason Manzueta today.
Now batting the DH, Jimmy
Brings up
Paredes.
Jimmy Paredes. Also a switch hitter, comes up from the left side. This is a team that the big batters in the order, all switch hitters. Callaspo and Paredes back-to-back, which means it's either back-to-back lefties or back-to-back righties, depending on who's pitching. He's 0 for 2 today. Rockers have kind of been able to neutralize him. First pitch, fastball, takes inside, called a strike. 0-1.
This has not been a standard series for Jimmy Paredes against the Rockers, a guy who's dominated them since Somerset in 2019.
The 0-1 pitch. Swing and roped into right field. That's a base hit. Bounces towards the line. Mitchell picks it up. Callaspo heads to 3rd. The throw comes into 3rd, just a little bit late. And Jimmy Paredes picks up his first hit of the day. Callaspo goes 1st to 3rd. And now runners in the corners and nobody out for Edwin Espinal. Espinal today 0 for 2. Digs in from the right side against the righty Manzueta. First pitch. Swing and popped up in the infield. Manzueta under it in the first base line, makes the catch. And that's out number 1.
What do they say? If you want something done right, you got to do it yourself. Manzueta making the play there. He's picked up some strikeouts. And it kind of has been a situation when there's runners in scoring position. He buckles down and gets the outs himself.
Brings up Dario Pisano. Left-handed hitter with 1 out and 2 on. Go-ahead run for the Power stands 90 feet away, and Alberto Callaspo at third. Rockers have scored first every game of the series, but they haven't won a game yet. First pitch. Big looping curve misses away, 1-0. Pisano 1 for 1 with a double back in the second, walked in the third. He's now 4 for 8 this series with 2 doubles. The righty fires home. Fastball rides high and away, 2-0. Pisano, one of a couple of different Blue Crabs to play for the Power this year. Ruby Silva went from the Power to the Blue Crabs. Miles Williams went from the Blue Crabs to the Power. Same with Pisano. 2-0 pitch. Fastball misses low and inside. The count goes to 3-0. Pitch count's in good shape for Manzueta. That was just his 75th pitch of the night. It's one bad one away from loading him up. Kicks and fires. Fastball. Called a strike on the outside corner. Count goes to 3-1.
He's taken a little bit off of the fastball this inning, now sitting about 90-89.
Pisano stands at the very back of the left-handed batter's box. It's a massive lead for Callaspo at third, about halfway down the line. The pitch. Swing and tipped into the glove of Levy. That tipped into the glove of Moore. Count goes full at 3-2. Logan Moore getting his second catching assignment of the week for the Rockers since returning from the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs. It was the last batter contract purchased by an organization in the Atlantic League this year. Payoff pitch with 1 out. Fastball up and in. And that's ball 4 and loads him up. Second walk today for Pisano. Third walk of the day for Manzueta. Second of the inning. And now loads him up for Omar Rosario. Callaspo at third, Paredes at second, Pisano at first. Rosario up in the box from the right side. Tied up at 3. Top of the 5th. The pitch. Fastball high and inside, 1-0. Rockers have Jonathan Crawford doing some light stretching down in the bullpen, couple of tosses. So brings out pitching coach Frank Viola with a 1-0 count. Manzueta's walks have been a problem all season. He's now walked 3 batters or more in 10 of his 16 starts this year. Big thing for him, and mostly the reason why Cleburne relied on him so much down the stretch is his ability to strike batters out and get out of big situations like this. 42 walks and a whip that was in the 1.7 range. Still ended up with a 3.41 ERA, which was the 4th best out of all qualified starters in the American Association. 1-0 the count to the DH Rosario. 1 for 2 with a single and reached on an error back in the 3rd. The righty kicks and fires. Rosario watches a fastball called a strike, 1-1. Francisco Arce on deck, Connor Kopak behind him. There is 1 out in the inning. Rockers middle infielders are playing back for the double play. 1-1 pitch. Curveball. Dots the top of the zone. Count goes to 1-2. When a strikeout here would be massive for Manzueta. Removes the threat of the Power taking the lead with an out. Moore sets up away. The pitch. Swing and fouled straight back to the screen. Count stays at 1-2. Rosario's the reason the Power have the lead, though he's not credited with any of the RBIs. He hit a ball so high up in the infield that it went right into the sun. Steven Cardullo ended up having to stare directly into it, no sunglasses. Had it go in and out of his glove in the middle of the infield. The Power scored 2. One-two pitch. Fastball high and inside. Count evens up 2-2.
This is where you're getting in a tough spot, nowhere to put him, and you think back, if they take the lead here, it'd just be the first earned run given up by Manzueta, so those other 3 unearned runs coming off the errors would really loom large.
And for the Rockers, defense has been one of the names of their games, with a couple of guys getting rest to really change things around the infield. 2-2 pitch. Fastball high and inside. Count goes full at 3-2. No Michael Martinez in the lineup today. No Giovanni Alfonso either. Which means instead of having Russell at third and Cardullo in left, you now have to put Russell at short and Cardullo at third. Three-two pitch. Swing and line foul, first base side. Count stays full. For the Rockers, the dream infield is Russell at third, Alfonso at short, Martinez at second, Downs at first. We're having to switch things around today in game number 107 of the season. These guys have been playing for a while. 3-2 pitch. Swing and popped foul behind home plate, out of play. And speaking of things that are going on for a while, how about this at bat? On to pitch number 9.
Second time tonight that Manzueta's had an at-bat go this long.
Well, this is really hurting his ability to go past the 5th inning. Next pitch is going to be his 87th of the night. 3-2 the count, 1 out, bases loaded. Rockers and Power tied at 3, top 5. The pitch. Swing and court down the left field line. McGowan goes back on it, and it disappears over the wall. It's a grand slam for West Virginia, and they now lead it 7-3. The worst thing you could do outside of a walk is allow a grand slam, and that's exactly what it is for West Virginia. Rosario's 5th homer of the year brings up the RBI total to 21. And the Power break this thing wide open. Brings out the manager, Jamie Keefe, to end the day for Jason Manzueta. New pitcher coming into the ball game will be Jonathan Crawford. Keefe walks out to the mound, takes the baseball as the West Virginia Power is all over Omar Rosario. We had to break, nobody on, 1 out. Power to lead it 7-3 with 1 out in the 5th inning. We're back after this. The Rockers Baseball Network, driven by Vanderbilt. Top of the 5th inning, and things have changed in a hurry for the Rockers, trying to get back into the divisional race after losing the first 2 games. Tomo Rosario hits a grand slam, puts the Power up 7-3 here with 1 out in the 5th inning. And today for Jason Manzueta, brings in the righty Jonathan Crawford.
Jonathan Crawford on the year 3-0, 3.38 the earned run average, 9 walks, 25 strikeouts, and 18 2/3 innings pitched. Opponents only hitting 176 against him.
Faces Francisco Arcia, Connor Kopak, and Nate Easley. Bottom of 3 in the power order. Crawford's been one of the better Rockers relievers. Last time we saw him was on Thursday, got the win in game 2 of the doubleheader against Lancaster. Went 2 innings, gave up 1 walk, struck out 5, and threw 33 pitches. Arcia digs in from the left side. Goal for the Rockers now is just keep the deficit at 4. First pitch, fastball, called a strike. The outside corner to the lefty. Count goes to 0-1. If you had told anyone that the West Virginia Power, first the 1-0 pitch, the 0-1 pitch from Crawford, fastball high and away, 1-1. But if you had told anyone around the Atlantic League back in mid-July that the West Virginia Power would be hitting a grand slam in an important game in late September. 1-1 pitch. Check swing on a fastball inside. Not called a strike. Arcia doesn't go around. Count goes to 2-1. That would be in the middle of a game where they're trying for their 31st win of the half and trying to extend their lead in first place to 3.5 games. A lot of people would call you nuts. 2-1 pitch. Swing and popped out of play. Left field side. Count goes to 2-2. This has been one of the more staggering turnarounds we've ever seen in the Atlantic League. Outside of maybe what Lancaster did to make the playoffs, check that, what York did to make the playoffs in 2019. Arcia calls time and steps out. This team was 22-37 in the first half. A win today would make them 31-17 in the second half. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that's the second out of the inning.
Well, you look at the last pitches by Manzueta, 90, 90, 91. Jonathan Crawford comes out here, 94, 94, 94, 93.
Brings up the righty Connor Kopak. 2 outs, nobody on. Power lead at 7-3. Big thing for Jonathan Crawford. Talked to him yesterday for the pregame interview. He feels like for the first time all year he has everything under control in the pitch category. First pitch. Swing and a miss and a curveball that barely reached the plate. Count goes to 0-1. Kopak today 1 for 2, doubled in the second. Struck out swinging in the fourth. The pitch. Swing and looped out to left field. McKellen goes over a couple of steps, ranges over and makes the catch for out number 3. But not before West Virginia blows this thing open with a grand slam from Omar Rosario. They now take a 7-3 lead into the bottom of the 5th inning. 4 runs, 2 hits, no errors, nobody left on base. It's 7-3 Power through 4.5. We're back after this. The Rockers Baseball Network, driven by Van York Auto.
Or visit wakehealth.edu/sports medicine today to schedule an appointment. Wake Forest Help Yourself, go where the athletes go. Serving the needs of your entire family for more than 117 years, Atrium Health, Wake Forest Baptist High Point Medical Center, is proud to be your hometown heart and vascular healthcare provider. Rockers Nation, it's time for the YMCA. Please help us welcome the Stars Elite Dance Center, who will be leading our dance tonight.
Bottom of the 5th inning from Truist Point. West Virginia leads the Rockers 7-3. Joe Testa back on the mound, and Stephen Cardullo, the pitcher spot, and then Jared Mitchell due up in the inning, but on a very special weekend for Jamie Keefe when he's been honored for his 900th victory. We have his mother in the booth. Mrs. Keefe, thanks so much for joining us. Stephen Cardullo strides up to the plate. He's been hit by a pitch twice today. But you and your husband have been at the games all weekend long. How are you enjoying Truist Point?
Love it. We've never been here before. This is our first visit. We hope to do it a lot more. It's the first time we've ever had the opportunity to all get together to be here, which is great.
First pitch to Cardullo is a fastball in the outside corner, called strike one. When I bet you must be enjoying the North Carolina weather as well, being from up north.
Lovely today, but I must tell you, when we first got here, it was like New England. Those first nights we were here were really cold.
Curveball to Cardullo, called a strike on the outside corner. Count goes to 0-2. You got to break out the sweatshirts. It's a little different here, late September in North Carolina. 0-2 pitch, fastball, misses on the outside corner. Count goes to 1-2.
It's called fall.
Something that's kind of comes and goes in North Carolina.
Yes.
A couple weeks back, it was 70 degrees one week. Then the next week, it was 95 and sunny.
I know, it's crazy. Crazy, it's been crazy weather.
Pitch popped up out of play. Count stays 1-2. But how special was it to be a part of this ceremony yesterday and be able to share it with your son on the field?
We had no idea we were going to be sharing it with him, which was even more special. And we had all been, the family had all been a part of putting videos together and that kind of thing. The older members of the younger generation always have all these technical things, so they know how to do it. So we let them do it. It's been great. It was lovely. And we've looked at it again last night when we went back to Jamie's apartment. We were there. We're staying with him. So it's been lovely.
That sounds like a fantastic way. Cardullo grounds out to third, Cayaspo to Espinal, and Randy Norris is the pinch hitter here with one out in the 5th inning. But the funny part was, with that video, there were some pictures of a very young Jamie from all the way back in his high school days. What was Jamie like as the high school kid? Has he always been like as he is as a manager?
Yes, he has. It hasn't changed much. He's just grown up as a man, and he's learned all the rights from wrong, and he's put it all together in his own little venue, which is wonderful.
Randy Norris digs in from the right side. Testo's been able to retire the last couple of batters. The pitch, curveball, just misses on the inside corner, 1-0. Now, in that video, his sister mentioned the very first game he ever managed in your backyard in New Hampshire. Was that the case when he was little? Was he the manager of the wiffle ball field?
Honey, he was the manager, he was the player, he was the catcher, he was the outfielder. He was all by himself. He could play a game at 3. We had a tree, and he wasn't allowed to go by the tree, but so we could keep our eye on him. But he was the announcer. He was everything. It's always been very special sport to him, and he played a lot of sports, but this one was definitely, you knew this was going to be the avenue he took.
Count now at 3-1 to Randy Norris, starting off at 3-0 and took a fastball on the outside corner. It's got to be fun that he's turned what he loves into an 18-year managerial career. The pitch swing and a miss. Count goes to 3-2.
I know, it's amazing because he was drafted out of high school, graduated one day, we put him on a plane to Florida the next. He's been gone ever since. He really has. He's always stays in touch. Always stays in touch with family.
Fastball called a strike on the outside corner to Norris. First 2 outs of the inning in order from Joe Testa. We're joined here in the 5th inning by Jamie Keefe's mom on a very special weekend. What has been your favorite moment of watching him in his career the last 18 years?
My favorite moment? Well, I must say, for the sake of being here, last night was very special. Very, very special. And it was special to all of us because we were here together. Jamie was standing between the two of us. All the right people doing the right things, and it was just lovely. And we were all in tears. He was shaking like a leaf there for a while. Couldn't believe it. But he was absolutely blown away by the people that, I'm telling you, Billy Horn has been, he's the one that was the instigator of all of this, and he did a wonderful job getting it together. And it was not easy because you have people all over the country. You know, from the Diamondbacks to our own home city to whatever.
It's a double for Jared Mitchell on the first pitch of the at-bat. So puts a runner on second with 2 outs for the birthday boy, James McGowan. Rockers trail 7-3, 2 outs here in the 5th inning. Pitch from Testa. Swing and tapped off the foot of Arcia behind the plate. Count goes to 0-1. How hard was it to keep it a secret from about the video, or did you not even know the video was being made?
I knew the video. We knew the video was being made, but I assumed they had said to us, you know, we're trying to keep it a secret, and you know, just don't drop any hints. But and we didn't. He wasn't there. It wasn't in our area. We had our videos were all done individually at home.
And credit Billy Horn for putting it all
Oh
together.
my
And
gosh,
how special is it to watch Billy and Jamie together? Count goes to 0-2 on McGowan. But how special is it to watch him and Billy be able to interact and basically like brothers every time?
They are very, very much alike. Their personalities are very similar. One can accent the other at times, and the opposite will occur as well. But they really relate well. He's had them around a while. You know, they've been together a while, and it's helped with his previous job. They were together there, so it was fun. But I cannot believe this is the most unbelievable structure here and the people here. From Coy, Willard to you guys that are in the booth. Everybody's been so friendly, and we have wonderful people downstairs watching out for us. You know, it's wonderful.
Well, it's a strikeout of James McGowan to end the inning. The Rockers get no runs on a hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. It's a very special weekend for your son, but thank you so much for taking some time to join us in the booth. You guys should be very proud of him.
We are. But you gotta be humble about it too, because it's his life. And he's gonna do it forever.
Well, hopefully he has another 900 more in the bank, because the first 900 were pretty fun. We're through 5 at Truist Point. Rockers trail 7-3. We're back with the top of the 6th after this, and Gunnar Kynes on the mound when we return. Rockers Baseball Network, driven by Van York Auto.
Rockin' 7th birthday, Roxy. And we would also like to wish a happy birthday to Clay Hall, who is joining Hyde in the field. Purpose and wishing Clay a very rocking birthday. Thanks for celebrating with us tonight. We look forward to seeing you again soon.
Top of the 6th inning, Rockers down 7-3. That's the West Virginia Power here on a Sunday afternoon. Jonathan Crawford done after 2/3 of an inning. No hits, no runs, no walks, and a strikeout. Throws 7 pitches. It's Nate Easley, Scott Kelly, and Alberto Callaspo, 9-1 and 2 in the order. And for the first time, we get to see the lefty Gunnar Kynes after his first start got rained out. He's in a bullpen appearance here in the 6th.
He's a fun one to watch. Was 3-3, 4.79 the ERA with Southern Illinois this year. 70 strikeouts in 67 innings. For his career, he struck out over a batter an inning. But interestingly enough, this is his first relief appearance since 2017.
First pitch to Easley. Swing and popped out of play. First base side. Count goes to 0-1. Well, how about the bottom half of last inning? Was joined by Jamie Keefe's mom on a very special weekend for the family. You can see where Jamie gets the kind heart from. 0-1 pitch from Kynes. Curveball. Called the strike at the top of the zone. Count goes to 0-2. Scott Kelly on deck. Alberto Callaspo behind him. Kynes a pretty tall left-hander. 0-2 pitch. Swing and smashed into right center field. Lands down for a base hit. Takes a couple of hops off the wall. Mitchell retrieves it. Easily round second. Now goes to third. The throw comes into DeSarcina, and Kelly puts on the brakes, goes back to second. That easily puts on the brakes and goes back to second.
Next up, Scott Kelly.
And it's a leadoff double here in the 6th inning. Gunnar Kynes, first batter he's faced in the Atlantic League, and it's Nate Easley doubles off.
One of the tougher things we've seen in this series, I feel like it's happened more recently, is the fact that right-handed hitters are finding that gap in right center field. It means the pitcher's got a lot of speed on his fastball and the hitter's late on it, but they're still driving it hard and finding a gap in the outfield.
Up to the plate comes Scott Kelly. Easily at second. Power to lead this thing 7-3, and they're on the verge of running away with things. The lefty kicks and fires. Swing and a miss at a fastball. Strike one. Kynes out of Conway, South Carolina. Went to nearby Mount Olive University, Division II school. In Mount Olive, North Carolina. Not too far from here. Kynes steps off. Great story about Mount Olive. Good friend Adam Giardino was a broadcaster with the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Rail Riders and the Trenton Thunder for 10 plus years. Was talking with him a couple weeks back. The 0-1 pitch, runner goes, fastball away, the throw to third, not in time, and Easley swipes the bag. For Easley, a stolen base, count evens up 1-1. For Easley, that's his 10th stolen base of the year. Joins Connor Kopak as the only two guys in the active roster with 10 stolen bases this year. But was talking with Adam, and he had a player from Mount Olive, went to the University of Mount Olive. 1-1 pitch, fastball, misses inside, count goes to 2-1. Adam asked him one day in a pregame interview, was a simple question. What is Mount Olive? What is there to do? The answer? Mount Olive pickles. And just as I said that, our general manager, Christian Heimel, 2-1 pitch, fastball, misses off the outside corner, count goes to 3-1. Text me in all caps, pickles, with an exclamation point, and then text me again going, pickles, pickles, pickles.
Oh, I'm going to add to it after this pitch, too. I've got an addition to that.
Is it your favorite type of pickle?
No.
3-1 pitch. Curveball, swing and lofted out to center field. Short center field, in comes field, dives, can't get to it, goes past him. McGowan picks it up in center field. Kelly goes to second. Another run scores. It's now 8-3. And Kelly picks up RBI 27 on the year on the double.
Johnny Field covered a lot of ground there, but still was about a foot to 2 feet short of the ball by the time he dove.
Brings up the switch hitting Alberto Callaspo, comes up for the right side against the lefty Kynes. Back-to-back doubles to lead off the inning.
Oh, but to finish that up, I was doing some research on Gunnar Kynes when we first got him, and I was sitting on my couch. I'll finish that after this pitch.
First pitch to Callaspo. Fastball backs him up off the inside corner. Count goes to 1-0.
And I told my wife that he went to Mount Olive, and she goes, "Oh, Pickle University."
That's fantastic. Now, the only thing that would make it better if it was the Mount Olive Pickles as their mascot. 1-0 pitch. Fastball. Called a strike on the outside corner. Count evens up 1-1. There actually is a collegiate summer league team in the West Coast League called the Portland Pickles. Best part is their mascots are named after different types of pickles. So one of them's named Kosher. Kosher Dill is the full name. 1-1 pitch. Fastball misses on the inside corner. Count goes to 2-1. You have to think, if you were making mascots for the University of Mount Olive Pickles, you could have Kosher Dill, you could have bread and butter. So many opportunities. 2-1 pitch. Fastball misses on the inside corner. Count goes to 3-1.
The Sweet Gherkins are my favorite.
They actually have a mascot named Gherkin. He's sort of their official mascot. They have other littler mascots like the sausage race, shortened to Gherk. Gherk. That's a great idea.
Gherk Nowitzki.
Now that's great if they were a basketball team. 3-1 pitch to Cayaspo. Fastball misses high, ball 4. Cayaspo walked for the second straight at bat, and things are getting away from the Rockers here in the 6th inning. Kelly at second, Cayaspo at first. Jimmy Paredes up to the plate. The Rockers trail 8-3 here in the finale of a 3-game set.
Now batting Jimmy Paredes.
Frank Viola comes out of the Rockers dugout and already points down to the bullpen to get someone going. This has been a tough appearance for Kynes, someone who, when he's been on this year with Southern Illinois, was on. When he wasn't on, it wasn't so pretty. The pitch, swing and a ground ball, left side of the infield. Glove flip to second for 1, on to first, picked out of the dirt by Downs. And a 6-4-3 double play, much needed by Gunnar Kynes. Gets 2 outs, Kelly goes to third.
That was a thing of beauty there from Michael Russell. The glove flip, the good turn by D. Sarcina, quick turn, and a good scoop on the other end from Jerry Downs. Every single part of that double play made a very impressive play in their part.
Rockers have Bryce Hensley up in the pen. I think that answers our question that we asked from a couple of nights ago of whether it was a one-time thing that Bryce would be out of the pen or a full-time thing. Pitch to Espinal. Watches the fastball. Misses on the inside corner, 1-0.
But you know, that's a really good thing for me to see Bryce out of the bullpen for 2 reasons. 1, he's able to help the team right now, but 2,
1-0 pitch. Curveball, swing and a miss. Espinal goes down to a knee. Count evens up 1-1.
Second thing, Bryce has already talked about wanting to play here multiple years, and this is a situation where Jamie Keefe can see him in different roles, so going forward, he knows how to employ Hensley.
And Hensley, before this year, was never really used as a starter in his career. Was mostly used as a reliever. Dazzled as a reliever with the Royals organization. Really, unfortunately, one of the only reasons he was released is because he doesn't throw 95 out of the pen. 1-1 pitch. Swing and fouled back. Count goes to 1-2. 2 outs, runner on third. Top of the 6th inning, Rockers lead it 8-3. Power have scored 5 unanswered after the Rockers tied this thing up in the bottom of the 3rd. Espinal trying to avoid the 0-for-4 day. Kynes trying to desperately get out of the inning with only 1 run allowed. The pitch. Fastball high and away. Count goes to 2-2.
Tough thing to ask Kynes to do, come in the middle of a ball game. Yes, he got a clean inning, but this is a guy who started every game for the last 4 years that he's appeared in.
Kynes sets at the letters, now kicks and fires. Swing and popped up, first base side out of play. Count stays 2-2. And for Kynes, this is a little bit of an audition to whether Jamie Keefe can add him to the back of the bullpen or any part of the bullpen as sort of your long man / emergency starting pitcher. Look at the rotation now. It kind of looks like 4 of the 5 spots are locked up down the stretch. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And there's the strikeout step from the guy who ranks 5th all time in strikeouts in the Frontier League. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. The end of the bottom of the 6th inning. Power get another one. It's 8-3. We're back after this. Rockers Baseball Network, driven by Vane Yorkado.
Included in these seats is their POW MIAC, which will always remain unused and honor those that have died on board. Please rise if you are currently serving or have served in the United States Armed Forces. so much for your service. And thank you for sponsoring the Rock and Roll of Honor. One of the hometown hero of your life, nominate them to sit in our row of honor by sliding to highpointrockers.com. And now get ready to show those pearly whites fans. It's time for the Smile Cam. Brought to you by Dr. Bradley Samuel. If you need a great dentist, call ours 336-883-2316 or visit www.bradleysamueldvs.com. Dr. Bradley Samuel, the official dentist of the High Point Rockers.
Bottom of the 6th inning from Truist Point. Javic Blake alongside Kendrick Fruits. Late evening here on a late September day. Rockers drove by a couple. 8-3 the score. West Virginia scored 5 unanswered. Joe Testa leaves after doing his job and then some. Gives up 3 runs in 5 innings and hands things over to Dakota Freeze.
Dakota Freeze on the season, 3-0. Check that, 0-2, 3.68 the ERA. 6 walks, 12 strikeouts, mostly hitting .224 against him. Interesting, we see him here in this situation. Not had work the last couple of days, but usually he's the guy who comes in the back end of a ball game after, like, Broadway's been used for a little bit. The only other guy that they bring in those situations would be a guy like Eliardo Cabrera, who's also most likely not available today.
Testa's final line, 5 innings pitched, 6 hits allowed, 3 runs, all of them earned, 1 walk, 6 strikes. Throws 5 pitches. First on board, and then the top of the order, 8-9 in the inning. And to continue the pickle conversation, our media relations director Steve Shutt chimes in with the sweet gherkins are his favorite pickle. A couple of my family members chimed in too. My dad went with fried pickles as the best one.
I would agree with that.
Fried pickles are the best type of pickle. First pitch to East Arcina. Fastball. Misses on the outside corner. Count goes to 1-0.
Now, law about a year ago was actually pickling cucumbers, and we got homemade pickles.
Now that is beautiful. 1-0 pitch. Swing and smash right into the glove of Edwin Espinal. Sort of falls over in the hole and makes the catch for out number 1.
You had a nickel for every time a Rocker smashed a line drive right into West Virginia power player. You could go to the concession stand and buy yourself a sweet music burger probably at this point.
Probably also go somewhere and buy yourself a basket of fried pickles. Brings up Logan Moore. Francisco Arcia runs out to the mound. Just a quick talk with Freeze to go over signs. Moore today 1 for 2. Doubled in the 2nd inning after Jimmy Paredes and Scott Kelly fell victim to the sun. Ball dropped and everyone got to advance a couple of bases. First pitch. Fastball misses low, 1-0. The righty kicks and fires. Fastball misses low. Count goes to
down at the stairs, somebody was wearing the coach's hoodie, and I went, there's the new, actually Mitch Atkins, who's on the injured list right now.
The 2-0 pitch. Fastball misses inside, count goes to 3-0. Now, speaking of guys who probably enjoy fried pickles, Dakota Freeze is from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Fried pickles are a Midwestern delight. Also probably enjoys a lot of corn. 3-0 pitch. Fastball. It's a 4-pitch walk to Logan Moore. And that puts a runner on with an out for Johnny Field.
I'm just saying, now as we see a can of corn and a pickle in the same inning, I give up.
Back to the top of the order, brings up Johnny Field. 1 out, 1 on. Rockers trail 8-3, bottom of the 6th inning on a Sunday. Field today 1 for 3. doubled on the first pitch of the ball game back in the first inning. First pitch to him. Takes a fastball 1-1 away, 1-0. Well, for Freeze, ever since that line out, he's thrown 5. One-0 pitch. Check swing on a fastball that bites in the dirt, does not go. Count goes to 2-0.
Well, the Rockers would need 9 runs as of right now to come back and win this game. The last time they scored 9 against the West Virginia Power was a 12-9 win back on the 3rd of this month.
It is a tall order against a staff that's been electric in the second half. 2-0 pitch. Fastball. Called the strike in the outside corner. Count goes to 2-1.
Should also add that even though it was still this month where they did it, that was 12 games ago against the Power.
Well, this is the 13th matchup against the Power this month. It has not been a fun month for the Rockers. They are 4-8 in the first 12. If they don't win today, they'd be 4-9 against the Power. 2-1 pitch to field. Fastball misses away. Count goes to 3-1. We've talked about it. This Power team has come out of nowhere. They were a team that pitching was their problem in the first half. They just got everyone back that went to Mexico, and the results have shown. Anytime you can hold this Rockers team, which isn't a great team offensively this year, but has figured out how to sometimes score runs at will, to 3 of 26 with runners in scoring position coming into today. Give yourself a pat in the back. 3-1 pitch. Fastball high and inside, ball 4. It's back-to-back walks. Moore goes to second, Field to first, and that brings up Michael Russell. With the Rockers trailing 8-3, 2 runners on an out here in the 6th.
Well, the good thing for the Rockers, you're getting into the top of the lineup, which has really kind of woken up after a rough day on Friday. Picked up all 8 of the Rockers' hits between the top 5 spots in the lineup yesterday, and so far today, they're all getting on base again.
Michael Russell comes up from the right side. 1 for 2 with a single and a hit by pitch. Freeze steps off and everyone retreats back. There's just 1 out in the inning. The Rockers would love a couple of runs, sort of chip back into this deficit. West Virginia scored 5 unanswered. First pitch. Curveball. Misses outside. The count at 1-0. That's the 3rd straight batter that Dakota Freeze has thrown a first pitch ball to. He's thrown just 2 strikes today. 1-0 pitch. Fastball misses inside. Count goes to 2-0. That is now 4 straight balls. He has missed the zone in 10 of the last 11 pitches. Garcia sets up away. Freeze checks around. Now the 2-0 pitch. Fastball misses low and away, and the count goes to 3-0. Well, in a game that for the last 2 innings have seemed like the Rockers have been out of, a walk to Russell would send up Jerry Downs to the plate. How about the tying run in this ball game on deck?
Still just 1 out in the inning as well.
You'd like at least 2 runs. We've talked about the run expectancy metrics a couple times this year. 3-0 pitch. Fastball dots the zone, called a strike. Count to 3-1. You always want to get what's expected, and if you get anything more, it's extra. Bases loaded, 1 out. It's right around 2 runs. You'd love to get 2 runs in the situation, whether it's a single, something the Gap will probably score 3. 3-1 pitch. Fastball up and inside, bounces in and out of the glove of Arcia. And all of a sudden, 3 straight walks from the righty Dakota Freeze have loaded things up here in the bottom of the 6th for Jerry Downs.
Also gets a right-hander up in the bullpen as well.
Brings out the pitching coach, Eli Villanueva. That's a tough conversation to have with someone like Dakota Freeze. 29-year-old guy, but has had a problem with walks throughout his career. Average of 6.2 per 9 in his 6-year career. He's walked 3 straight and brings up Jerry Downs. Downs can change this whole game with one swing of a bat. 1 for 2 today. Solo homer in the 3rd to tie this thing up at 3. He represents the run that would make it 8-7. Steven Cardullo on deck represents the game-tying run. Rockers just want a runner in scoring position with a hit. The pitch, fastball. Called a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Rockers today are 0 for 8 with runners in scoring position. They're 3 for 34 this series. And the Nightmares are kind of coming back from that first half when they seemingly just couldn't get a hit with runners in scoring position. 0-1 pitch. Curveball. Just misses down and away to the lefty. Count evens up 1-1. Downs this year batting .322 with runners in scoring position. .427 the OBP, so he's found ways to get on base. Rockers have already brought 1 run home today on a mistake from a pitcher. Steven Cardullo got the first RBI hit by pitch we've seen all year. Game 107. Bases loaded, 1 out. 1-1 pitch from Freese. Fastball high and away, count goes to 2-1.
Well, you'd love to have Downs swing the bat, but if Freese isn't going to give you anything good, you'll take the walk and just keep the inning going as well.
If Downs walks, Steven Cardullo would be the tying run in this thing and make it 8-4. 2-1 pitch. Fastball misses inside, and the count goes to 3-1.
You've got to think this is his last bat.
Moore at 3rd, Field at 2nd, Russell at 1st, Downs at the plate. Dakota Freese stares in from the right side. He's on the verge of walking 4 straight batters. 3-1 pitch. Fastball. Misses low to the lefty. That's ball 4, and 4 straight walks from Dakota Freese brings in a run, and the Rockers have life here in the 6th inning. That also knocks Dakota Freese out of the ballgame. Field to 3rd, Russell to 2nd, Downs to 1st. That's his 2nd RBI today and 75th on the season, just 1 away from the single-season Rockers record. Freese exits the ballgame. New pitcher coming in with 1 out and the bases loaded in the 6th. Rockers trail 8-4. We're back after this. The Rockers Baseball Network, driven by Van York Auto.
Bullpen is sponsored by Cricket Wireless, working hard to keep you connected and safe. Get your Cricket service today.
Here we go. Bottom of the 6th inning, bases loaded. Steven Cardullo is going to be up at the plate with 1 out and a chance to tie this thing up. Rockers down 8-4. Dakota Freese done after a 3rd of an inning. 1 run allowed, no hits, 4 walks in 21 pitches. Brings in the righty, Jack Weinberger.
Weinberger this year, 3 appearances, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts allowed in 2 2/3 innings. Opponents hitting .273 against him. A new guy, not a huge sample size in the Atlantic League, but it does look like walks are a little bit of an issue for him as well.
Jack Weinberger faces Steven Cardullo. Rockers again down 8-4. They've been down and out for the better part of the last 2 innings. Bases loaded, 1 out. Downs at 3rd. Downs is at 1st. Russell at 2nd. Field at 1st. Stephen Cardullo this year, a team best 417 with runners in scoring position. 5 for 12 with the only Rockers grand slam of the year. Been hit twice, grounded out to third. First pitch. Takes a fastball. Called to strike on the inside corner. Count goes to 0-1. The Rockers hit a grand slam here. This place is about to go into a frenzy. Been well attended all weekend long. The righty fires home. Way inside, it gets to the backstop. Field charges home. The throw there is late. And Field swipes the bag on a wild pitch, and the Rockers now have 2 runners on. They make it 8-6. Check that 8-5. The wild pitch brings home Field. Russell to third, Downs to second. And evens the count up in 1 ball and 1 strike. That was a ball that was way inside of Cardullo. Almost looks like it hit him. So it's 8-5. The Rockers have scored 2 in the inning without recording a hit. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Count goes to 1-2. Still just 1 out in the inning. Rockers trying to really save their division winning hopes alive. 1-2 the count to Cardullo. Weinberger sets. Now the pitch. Swing and just tapped foul behind home plate. Count stays at 1-2. So now Russell at third, Downs at second. Jay Gonzalez is on deck. Gonzalez will be a pinch hitter in the pitcher spot. Rockers have not had a hit with runners in scoring position today. 1-2 pitch. Swing and lift it out to right center field. Easily and Paredes converge. Easily under it, makes the catch. Russell tags from third. The throw goes into short. And it's an RBI sac fly. The score's now 8-6.
Just chipping away at it. And again, the Rockers have 3 more offensive opportunities. So you're starting to make it more manageable here if you're High Point, and that gives you a shot.
Second out of the inning for Cardullo, his 72nd RBI of the year. Brings up the lefty, Jay Gonzalez. Gonzalez represents the tying run of the ball game. Downs stands on second. Also ends the appearance for Gunnar Kynes after an inning. Gonzalez this year batting .215, .327 the OBP, .639 the OPS. Again, the Rockers are 0 for 8 with runners in scoring position. Ball gets loose from the Rockers bullpen. Bryce Hensley continues to get warm out there. The righty kicks and fires. Swing and a miss. Count goes to 0-1. Jared Mitchell stands on deck. James McGowan behind him. Rockers have scored 3 runs this inning without a single hit. 0-1 pitch. Watches a fastball that misses away. 1-1. Gonzalez 0 for 2 this week with a strikeout. Pinch hit last night. Grounded out. 1-1 pitch. Swing and pops it foul. Third base side out of play. Count goes to 1-2.
We've seen big innings for High Point without any hits before. One series at Lexington. If you remember that 7th inning where they put 4 runs across without a single base hit.
Jack Weinberger trying to get out of it. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball misses high and away. Arcia pops up, fake to throw to second. Count evens up 2-2. Downs is just sort of dancing off the bag out there. No one's holding him on, so he's got a pretty moderate lead. 2-2 pitch. Fastball just misses away, and the count goes full at 3-2. The Rockers have been walked 4 times this inning. We've seen a wild pitch and a sac fly, as well as the 4th walk of the inning, bring runs home. 8-6, 2 outs and a full count. Here's the pitch. Fastball inside, ball 4, and now the go-ahead run comes to the plate. The Rockers have been walked 5 times here in the 6th inning, and brings up Jared Mitchell, who doesn't even need to put it out of the yard to give the Rockers a couple of runs and tie this thing back up. Mitchell 1 for 3 today, doubled the deep center field last time he was up. He's the 8th man to bat in the inning. Rockers trail 8-6 here in the 6th. First pitch, fastball misses inside. Count goes to 1-0. Weinberger does not have the slow stuff that Joe Testa has. That was the reason why Mitchell struck out twice today. It was on curveballs that didn't even top 68 miles an hour. 1-0 the count. Lefty stands at the very back of the box. The pitch, swing and a miss. Was trying to put the Rockers in the lead with 1 swing of the bat. Count evens up 1-1. Again, the Rockers 0 for 8 with runners in scoring position today. 3 for 24 in the series. They're going to need a hit down the stretch. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Count goes to 1-2. These are not line drive swings from Jared Mitchell. They are swings that he's trying to put the ball off his own face on the scoreboard and right. Steps back into the box. Downs at second, Gonzalez at first. The pitch, swing and popped up third base side. Callaspo ranges over towards the bullpen, keeps going, reaches out the glove and makes the catch. And Weinberger maneuvers his way out of the inning. And the Rockers trail on the scoreboard, but they get 3 back in the inning. 3 runs, no hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. Rockers trail at 8-6. We head to the top of the 7th. Our Kendrick Brooks has your play-by-play when we return. The Rockers Baseball Network, driven by Van Dorcado.
Christian, take it away and introduce us to our contestants.
All right, folks, I've got Larson closest to the dugout. I've got Spencer close to me on the field. They are here for our Crescent 4 busy bat race. Rules are simple, boys. Bats on the ground, heads on the bats. You spin as fast as you can until I tell you to run the hype, all right? Crowd, you guys control how fast they go. The louder you cheer, the faster they spin. On your marks, get set, go. Bands on you, do scream nice and loud. They gotta go faster than this. I like it, Mark. You gotta keep that head down, though. I like the speed here, boys. This is well done. This is a good game so far. Spencer, keep that head down. Keep that head down, Spencer. Folks, we've got 4 home games in the regular season trying to make the playoffs. I need you guys here, and I need you two boys to run the hype. Let's go, let's go, 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 go. Here they come, down the stretch. They stayed up pretty good. That's well done. Spencer, though, is going to be our winner in tonight's Crescent 4 Dizzy Bat Race.
Top 7, the West Virginia Power up 8-6 on the scoreboard. Rockers trying to hold the deficit to 2 here in the top of the 7th so they can get those bats going in the bottom of the 7th inning. They'll go to the bullpen, though. It's Bryce Hensley coming in to relieve Jonathan Crawford with 2/3 of an inning, striking out Gunnar Kynes, the last pitcher. 1 inning, 2 hits, a run. It was earned, a walk, and a strikeout. And now Bryce Hensley in for the top of the 7th.
Hensley makes his 20th appearance of the year, 6.25 ERA and 103.2 innings pitched, 31 walks, 47 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .322 against him.
Well, the West Virginia Power are going to have the 5, 6, and 7 part of the lineup here. Pisano, Rosario, and Arcia, the 3 scheduled hitters. Mario Pisano 1 for 1 today with a double. He's also walked twice. Action up in the bullpen for West Virginia. It's a right-hander down there. Hensley about ready to get things going here in the top of the 7th. Looks like there may be a second right-hander about to join the one that's already down. Rockers also have a right-hander up in the bullpen. Here comes the first pitch from Hensley, a curveball. It drops in for a strike. And the count 0-1. In the Rockers bullpen, trying to see who it is down there. I think it may be Huascar Brazoban. Fastball from Hensley, that's a strike at the knees, count 0-2. Yes, I do believe that is Brazoban. It's hard to see, he's got the bullpen mound closest to the stands, and there's some railing that's kind of blocking our view of who's down there, but I do believe it's Brazoban. Here comes the 0-2. Off speed, down low and away. And the count 1-2. We did get confirmation it is in fact Huascar Brazoban down there. Looks like the 8th inning will probably belong to him. Hensley ahead on Pisano, 1 ball and 2 strikes. And here comes the pitch, swung on, chopped up the middle. It'll be a tough play for either infielder. It's Michael Russell grabbing it second base side, or the first base side of second, throws off balance to first in time. And that is out #1. Good play from Michael Russell. All his momentum is taking him towards first base. That's why he cuts in front of the second baseman, D. Sarcina, whose momentum is taking him out towards left field. It's an easier throw for Russell coming in towards first. That'll bring up Olmo Rosario. Olmo Rosario is the big name so far today. The 2-run home run, or the grand slam rather, back in the 5th inning. Takes ball 1 low. That grand slam has been the big hit of the ball game. He's got 2 hits and 3 trips. That pitch down low spikes before it reaches the plate. The count 2-0. Rosario, a wide stance in the right-handed box, front foot on the front line of the batter's box. Fastball from Hensley low, and the count goes to 3-0. Francisco Arcia, the catcher, waits on deck. Here comes the 3-0 from Hensley. Fastball, and that's going to catch the outside corner. Count 3-1. High Point is trying to avoid what would be a 5-game losing streak to the West Virginia Power to end this season, as that fastball misses low, and it is a 1-out walk to Rosario. We'll bring up Francisco Arcia, 0 for 2 today with a sacrifice fly.
Now batting Francisco Arcia.
Right-hander continues to throw in the bullpen. Baseball, he just gets all the way down behind home plate. Quite sealed the number on that West Virginia Power pitcher. So here comes Arcia, lefty-lefty matchup for Hensley. The first pitch fastball at the knees. Must have been just below the knees. Count is 1-0. Rosario takes his lead off of first base. And Hensley delivers the 1-0. There's another fastball, but this one also just below. And the count 2-0. Hensley trying to navigate through the bottom portion of this West Virginia lineup. There's the 2-0. It's a high fastball, swing and a miss that time from Arcia, and the count 2-1. wasn't so much that it was a high fastball, but it was a fastball that was more elevated than Hensley's last couple of misses. Really ended up about the middle of the zone. Timeout called at the plate. Home plate umpire Mike Williams. Hensley comes set. Here comes a 2-1. Swing and a miss. Got Garcia to chase something down below the zone. And the count is 2-2 now. Hensley, 13 pitches, 6 of them have been strikes. Here comes the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him to chase down. And that is the second out of the inning. Second strikeout today for Francisco Arcia. That is the 8th strikeout by Rockers pitching. That'll bring up Connor Kopak now. Kopak's got a pair of doubles today.
That's just a filthy pitch from Bryson, something that we've seen from time to time as a starter, but as a reliever, that's a devastating pitch.
Especially when you consider some of the speed that the Rockers started with today in Manzueta and then Crawford after that. Here comes the first pitch to Kopak. Lifted up out of play, right field side, and the count is 0-1. This is the final game between the Rockers and the Power this year, which we've said a couple times, but perhaps more interestingly, that pitch, a fastball that misses out, count 1-1. There are 2 weeks left in the regular season, 13 games for the Rockers because of doubleheader that they need to make up against Lancaster, but those last 13 games are all against non-division opponents. They're all against the North. Off speed, hit foul, left field side, count is 1-2.
That's the scary part about it all, especially 6 against Southern Maryland. If the Rockers can't quite turn things around against York, that is a scary time to go into a 6-game stretch against a team that you're battling with for the wild card.
Rockers took 2 out of 3 from York, 3 out of 4 this season opening series. As Kopak swings and misses, strike 3, then they dropped 2 out of 3 when the Reds came to town at the end of June. But Bryce Hensley does his job at the top of the 7th, puts a 0 up on the scoreboard. And it's stretch time at Truist Point. The Power lead at 8-6 over the Rockers. The Rockers Baseball Network, driven by Van Gork Auto.
Help us by packing the point for our last dollar beer night of the season on Thursday night. The first 500 fans in attendance will also receive a free rally towel presented by Film Fish. Friday, October 1st is also the last fireworks show of the year. Come join us as we welcome all fans to watch the most spectacular fireworks show in the Triad on the same field that the Rockers play on. Also next weekend is our Pink at the Point night. The Rockers will be sporting a specialty jersey that will be auctioned off for the benefit the Hayworth Cancer Center and Atrium Health Wealth Baptist. We look forward to seeing you all right here. Hey fans, please turn your attention to the Jumbotron as we present McDonald's 7th inning stretch. Their mission is to make delicious, feel-good food moments easy for everyone. Visit your High Point McDonald's today. Now let's join together in singing Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
West Virginia Power have gone to the bullpen here after Dakota Freeze and Jack Weinberger combined on the 6th inning. 3 runs came in for the Rockers then. The Power have gone to the bullpen to a guy who is not listed on our roster. And so the bottom of the 7th inning, the Rockers will have the bottom 3, McGowan, DeSarcina, and Moore.
And just getting confirmation, it is Emmanuel Rosario. Switch numbers, so he's got a new one today.
So it is Emmanuel Rosario. We've seen both Rosarios that are on this roster. Emmanuel Rosario on the year is 0-3, the ERA up almost a 10 at 9.67. Here's the big thing. He walks a lot of guys, 25 walks in 22 innings. He's also allowed 6 home runs, which comes out to about 1 home run every 3.5 innings or so.
The thing is, the Rockers have time running out. You look at the back of their bullpen. Mike Broadway did not pitch yesterday, so he is available today. And Eliardo Cabrera did not pitch yesterday. He's also available today. So this game is getting short quickly for the Rockers to have opportunities.
I have heard through the grapevine, although I cannot confirm. Is the first pitch coming to McOwen. A pitch is a strike, and the count is 0-1. Remember, Cabrera left the game with an injury Friday. There is a chance he is not available today from a health standpoint, which definitely shortens that bullpen a little bit. McOwen fouls it left field side, out of play, and the count 0-2. Especially when you consider the fact that Junior Rincon played tomorrow, or played 2 innings yesterday. Rosario comes set. Here comes the 0-2 to McOwen. High fastball, an easy take for McOwen. And it is a ball and 2 strikes.
Vandy Whistler showed up.
Yeah. Here comes the 1-2 to McOwen. That's a fastball outside, and the count is now 2 balls, 2 strikes. Rockers just trying to get a man aboard here to start the bottom of the 7th inning. That's what it's all about. Getting that first guy on. Here comes the 2-2. High fastball, and the count goes full. J.R. DiSarcina waits on deck. Huascar Brazoban has slowed down his throwing in the bullpen. He's been throwing for a while, so he's probably about ready to go. Payoff pitch coming here to McOwen. Fastball slapped on the ground towards first. Espinal takes it himself, and that is the first out of the 7th inning. That'll bring up J.R. DiSarcina, who's 0-3.
Player of the game, J.R. DiSarcina.
DiSarcina looking for his first hit of the ball game. His average has dropped down to 263. Rosario comes set. Here comes the first pitch. And this one's popped up in the infield. Cayaspo comes in, calling for it, and makes the catch. That is very quickly out number 2.
That's the last thing the Rockers want, is to put themselves in a situation where they need some runners on base, and all of a sudden you're getting quick outs, because that allows guys to go multiple innings, and the guys on deck don't have a ton of time to get ready for them.
Bring up the catcher, Logan Moore. Logan Moore today 1 for 2 with a double. He's also walked. It's perhaps considered a sun-aided double, but a double nonetheless. First pitch to Moore, a fastball. It stays up in the count 1-0. Johnny Field waits on deck. Rockers still need 2 to tie. Swing and a miss. Moore chases the off-speed pitch down. And the count 1-1. Rosario set. The 1-1 coming to Moore. Fastball that Moore swings right through. And the count 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Rockers are down to just 7 offensive outs remaining. Their quest to come back and avoid a sweep at the hands of the West Virginia Power. Here's the pitch, fastball, and it is strike 3. Looking, down goes Logan Moore. 1-2-3 7th for the Rockers. We head to the 8th. Power lead it by a score of 8-6.
Tonight's
Baseball
game, children
network
13
by
and under
Vanderbilt.
can run the bases. Those young fans who wish to run the bases, as well as those who want to watch their children run the bases, from the warning track can line up behind section 115 after the game. Fans, direct your attention to the field where you're about to witness the most exciting game of rock and roll. Brought to you by Go First. Be sure to cheer them on. All right, Christian, take it away.
Alrighty, folks, I've got Rock over here to my right. I've got Jeff to my left. Here, I didn't even realize how that was going to come out. Jeff to my left. All right, here we go, guys. Best 2 out of 3. Fans, you got to cheer them on for Rock and Roll. You know how this goes. 3, 2, 1, Rock and Roll. Let's see it, boys. Ooh, I don't know. What do we think? Who do we think got that first one? What do we think? Jeff, yeah, I agree with you. I think Rock hit first. So, Jeff, you're up 1-0 here. All right, we're backing up a little bit more. Here we go, guys. Come on now. We need some noise here. Here we go, folks. 3, 2, 1. Rock and roll. Get that going. There we go. We like it. All right, here we go. Rubberback, folks. You got to make some noise. I want to hear this place rocking. Rubberback. Here we go, guys. Winner take all. Rock is going back a little bit here. I'm nervous for this. 3,
Top of the 8th inning, Bryce Hensley did his job in the top of the 7th. Gave up a walk, struck out 1, did not give up a run. And the Rockers will turn it over now to the hard-throwing right-hander, Oscar Brazoban.
Brazoban makes his 11th appearance on the year, 2.70 the ERA in 10 innings, 2 walks, 11 strikeouts. Opponents hitting 237 against him.
Facing 9-1-2 in the West Virginia lineup. That's Easley, Kelly, and Kyasper. Power with an 8-6 lead over High Point. The final matchup between these 2 teams this year, 25 of them all told. Coming into today, the Rockers had been victorious in 13. The Power had won 11. Brazoban taking his last warm-up tosses. Looks like he's got 1 more to go, and then we'll get ready for baseball. So while we're waiting on that, we'll go ahead and let you know the series, the homestand rather, is not over. Revolution coming to town Tuesday. It starts with Youth Sports Night on Tuesday. Kids 12 and under. We've got a jersey from a youth team that you played on, whether it's Little League or elementary school football or what have you, YMCA basketball. If your kid 12 or under is wearing their jersey on Tuesday, they'll get a free ticket. Wednesday, that's a fun one on Wednesday. It's Tom and Jerry night. If you have an ID and you can prove that your name is Tom, I was about to say and or Jerry, I guess it would be Tom or Jerry. Get a free ticket that night as well. Easily pops that one up, and the count is 0-1. And of course, on Thursday, dollar beer night at Truist Point, as well as rally towel giveaway for the first 500 fans, thanks to our friends at Fiddlin' Fish. So make sure you grab your tickets, highpointrockers.com. 0-1 coming here to Easley. Check swing. Did not go around, and the count 1-1.
No.
And after that series, the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs next weekend, and then High Point's regular season schedule is over. Here comes the pitch. Check swing. They go down to first base, and Calvin Baker says he did not go around, and the count is now 2-1.
No matter how today's game shapes up, the stretch run for the Rockers, every game is a must win. You can't afford any more slip-ups, especially if you drop today.
I was talking to fastball inside, and the count goes to 3-1. I was talking to Eli down in the control room today. He's an Atlanta Braves fan, and the Braves and Phillies about to begin a big series this weekend. They said the playoffs start early in Atlanta. Well, basically the same thing. The playoffs start early in High Point this year because these games all count for something. Swing and a miss. Easily chases the slider down, and then the count goes full. Easley looking for his second hit of the ball game. He had notched a double in his last at-bat. 3-2, fastball at the knees, just below the knees, ball 4. Brazoban put his arms out saying, how was that low?
Now batting, Scott Kelly.
Did not get an answer from first base umpire Calvin Baker, but it is a walk to lead off the 8th inning, and that'll bring up Scott Kelly. Kelly, a single and a double today. He's knocked home a run. Nobody out here in the top of the 8th inning. The sun has set. We're in darkness here at Truist Point. Check over to first base. That throw almost got away from Jerry Downs, but Downs made the snag. Still waiting on the first pitch of the at-bat for Scott Kelly. Easley takes his lead off of first. Here comes the first pitch to Kelly. Brazoban delivers. Kelly bunts it down the first base side. It will go foul. Usually with a bunt, they tell you you don't only want to push it down the line. You really just kind of want to catch it and deaden it off of the bat. Kelly was kind of swiping at that one a little bit, and the count is 0-1. Brazoban set. Here comes the 0-1. Kelly again shows bunt, bunts it foul. Straight back to the backstop, and the count is 0-2. Easley takes his lead off of first. Count 0-2. The bunt most likely off for Kelly now. Brazoban set. Here's the 0-2. That's down low, and the count is 1-2. Left-hander up in the bullpen for the West Virginia Power. And it is Luis Guzman again in the bullpen. Rockers are down to 6 offensive outs. We'll need to make up 2 runs to tie as of right now. Here's the pitch, pop foul, out of play, straight back, and the count remains 1-2 to Kelly. Waiting in the on-deck circle is Alberto Callaspo, the third baseman today for the Power. Usually you see him at third base. You see him at second a couple times. He's in the big leagues. He was a guy that also played a little bit of shortstop, but not so much anymore. Brazoban takes a long peek in at Logan Moore. Now comes set. Here comes the 1-2. Swung on and again fouled off. Kelly fouled it off of his front shoulder. Went straight down and then came up and hit his shoulder.
Tough thing for the Rockers today is Kelly is a guy that every time he comes up, he's seeing 5, 6, 7 pitches, which makes him such a tough out here late in the ballgame.
It makes it frustrating as a pitcher too. You're showing him all your stuff and you can't get him out on any of it. Brazoban comes set. Here comes another 1-2 to Kelly. 6th pitch of the at-bat, timeout called to the plate. Brazoban comes set, gets the sign from Logan Moore. Here comes the 1-2. Fastball down low in the count 2-2. Easily over there at first base. Not a base running team, or not a team that steals a lot of bases, the Power, but Easley is one of the guys here that most likely to do it for West Virginia. 2-2 coming, fastball low, and the count goes full to Kelly.
I use a ruler or a straight edge or something.
Right.
everybody else around the Atlantic League just about finished. Gastonia is in the 9th inning of theirs, but everybody else is done. Here comes the 3-2, runner goes, swing and a miss, strike 3. Logan Moore's throw down to second is not in time, so a stolen base for Easley.
Right.
And he is at second now. Easley's second steal of the night. But Kelly strikes out, and that is the first out of the 8th inning.
Let's get a quick check of the Atlantic League scoreboard, brought to you by Ginny Mara Cruise Planners. First off, Keith popped out of the dugout for a moment.
He might have been checking whether there was interference on the throw from the left-handed batter.
I think he was trying to save Logan Moore, who was talking to home plate umpire Mike Williams. But Southern Maryland wins today 6-2 over Lancaster. Lexington wins 11-2 over York. Gastonia a couple outs away from taking care of business. They're up 9-3, top of the 9th inning against Long Island.
That would be a sweep for the Ducks, wouldn't it? I think Gastonia won all 3 games against the Ducks this weekend, or at least 2 out of 3. First pitch coming to Kai Aspo. It's down low in the count 1-0.
And you're actually right, that would be a sweep. 11-7 on Friday, 6-4 yesterday, and it's a sweep, 9-3 today, which means all of a sudden, Blue Crabs are a game and a half out in the north.
Everybody is getting bunched up here for the stretch run. Off speed to Kai Aspo, that's a strike in the count 1-1.
It's a tough thing to think about, but if the Blue Crabs win the North Division, Rutgers don't win the South, there is nothing they can do, no matter how many wins they have. ALPB around described it as a feat worse than death. Not making the playoffs, but having one of the best 2 records in the league.
Fastball to Kai Aspo, that's a strike in the count 1-2. It may be a bit of a stretch, but I see where he's coming from.
The fact that there's only been a handful of teams to have done it, not a club you'd like to be a part of, especially if you end up with 65, 66 wins.
Last year, the Rockers 74-66 and just squeaked in, as the wild card had to withstand a late rally from the New Britain Bees. So what did they do? They dismantled the Bees and made sure they couldn't do that again. So the Bees joined a summer collegiate league. Here comes the 1-2. Runner breaks for third. That pitch swung on line into left field. This could be 2. McGowan picks it up, makes the catch. The throw to second base is in time. James McGowan catches the line drive, throws to second to double off Easley, who was streaking for third base on the pitch. And that double play gets the Rockers out of the 8th inning without a run surrendered. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's 8-6 power on the Rockers Baseball Network, driven by Van York Auto.
The High Point Rockers would like to thank our corporate sponsors. We are grateful for their continued support and generosity.
I didn't realize last night was a attendance record. Yeah, I saw that last night on Instagram after I was 2,900 people. Yeah. I knew there was a good chunk of people in there. I just didn't realize. We'll see. We'll see what time we end, okay? I can't run today. Are you younger than 13? If you're younger than 13, you run the base. Sit down. Highest attendance of the year. 2,822 people run there. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. That brings. I get 2,800 people here more often. Good crowd for a Sunday.
Bottom of the 8th inning, Emmanuel Rosario back out on the mound for the West Virginia Power. Rockers trail West Virginia 8-6. They have coming up here, it's the top of the lineup: Field, Russell, and Downs. Rockers were able to keep the deficit at 2 thanks to a really nice defensive play the last half inning. James McGowan caught a line drive off the bat of Alberto Callasco. Nate Easley, who was on second base, was trying to steal third, so he was almost to third base. Get back in time to go to throw. Sarcina doubled him on. So now the Rockers have an opportunity. The deficit still just at 2. They've been out hit today, 9-6. Committed 3 errors. And you gotta think, those first 3 runs coming across for the Power, all 3 of those unearned. Missed opportunities if the Rockers lose today by 3 runs or less. All of those directly influenced those runs coming in. As that pitch is strike to field, count 0-1.
The way baseball works is everything kind of evens out. I think if Stephen Cardullo comes up in a big situation, he might swing back the Rockers' way.
He's due up 4th here in the 8th inning. Comes the pitch to field, swings, high fly ball into center field, easily drifting into the left center field gap, and he'll make the catch. That's out number 1.
This is the problem, too, when the Rockers take such short at-bats. We talked about it last inning. Rosario has the ability to bring new pitches out of his arsenal, and the Rockers haven't really seen a ton of it.
Michael Russell coming up now. 1 for 2 today, also a walk and a hit by pitch. We've talked about how Russell is inching closer to qualifying for the Atlantic League batting title and would instantly jump right back into first place. That pitch down low, ball 1. With this at-bat, Michael Russell will be 3 plate appearances short going into this week. You gotta think that by Tuesday or Wednesday he'll be there. You have to have 288 after today as he takes down low in the count 2-0. This is his 285th. Jerry Downs waits on deck, 2 balls, no strikes to Russell. And Rosario comes set, here comes the 2-0. Rockers really need a base runner. Fastball way inside, just about got one there. And the count 3-0.
Just got in the attendance number today. Talk about fans that are wanting to come see their Rockers down the stretch. 1,984 on a Sunday.
That is fantastic. Great weekend. 3 consecutive days of 2,000 coming into today. Almost hit it again today.
16 more people want to show up. Feel free.
Fastball up and in. A 4-pitch walk to Russell. Rockers have a man aboard. And the tying run comes up in the form of Jerry Downs. Minikazi heads out now to Emmanuel Rosario to see if he'll go to Luis Guzman or not here. He takes the ball from Rosario. Guzman's coming in. Tying run coming up to bat when we come back on the Rockers Baseball Network, driven by Van York Auto. West Virginia Power have gone to the bullpen here. Emmanuel Rosario pitched last inning and started this one. Wasn't able to get through the 8th inning. Rosario in his inning and a third, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, and in turn to left-hander Luis Guzman now.
Guzman on for the 2nd consecutive day, 28th appearance, 3.34 the ERA, 13 walks, 40 strikeouts in 29 2/3 inning. He comes out from the left side and faces the guy with the best average against lefties out of all left-handed hitters in the Atlantic League.
I know Mark Minicozzi is doing it because he wants that lefty-lefty matchup, but that certainly plays in the Rockers' favor. Speaking of guys throwing for the 2nd day in a row, Jamison McGrain up in the bullpen for High Point.
Chad's getting hurt too.
Check over to first base, back in safely is Michael Russell. I'll tell you what, McGrain didn't throw a lot of pitches last night, and he looked really good doing it. Here comes the first pitch to Downs. Fastball upstairs and the count 1-0.
Downs this year against lefties is batting .385 with a .500 OBP and an OPS of exactly 1.
I'd say that counts as pretty good.
That's pretty okay.
Russell takes his lead off of first. Downs is the tying run. Check over to first base. Russell is back in.
I'm a little surprised Guzman's paying so much attention to Russell at first. He's not a run that really matters here.
Comes the pitch. Guzman delivers a fastball. Check swing, but it's a called strike anyways. Count 1-1. Almost wonder if it's a situation they know the next couple batters in the lineup could tie it with 1 swing, so they're just trying to see if they can steal an out and get rid of one of those runs.
Well, this is all about bridging it to Broadway in the 9th.
The 1-1 coming to Downs. Pops it up in the infield. Coming in is Kai Aspo. Kai Aspo calling for it and makes the catch. That is the 2nd out of the inning, and that'll bring up Steven Cardullo.
Some out 6 innings too late to try and put that up in the air and create some havoc.
Michael Martinez is on deck there with that from the pitcher's spot. Steven Cardullo comes up today. 2 hit by pitches, a ground out, and a sacrifice fly. The last 2 things would not help the Rockers right now. The first 2 would, but Cardullo wouldn't care for it.
He's trying to make up for the 2 big errors he made in the first couple of innings today.
Comes the first pitch. Can we check over on Russell first? You said it earlier, baseball's a game of redemption, second chance opportunities, and Cardullo can't have a second chance more well scripted than this.
We'll see what the baseball gods have in store for him.
Guzman holds the set, delivers first pitch. Cardullo ropes it foul, left field side. Jamie Keefe has to bend down out of the way. They count 0-1. Russell getting his lead off of first base. Maybe a half step or so shorter than usual, simply because of how much attention is being paid to him. He fakes a step towards second, but Guzman goes home anyways, and it's up high, ball 1. 1-1 your count. Rockers just need a base hit. Not had one of those in a while. Another check to Russell at first base. The last hit by a Rockers batter came in the 5th inning, and it was a double from Jared Mitchell. They scored 3 runs in the 6th. That was 4 walks and a sacrifice fly. And a wild pitch. The 1-1 coming to Cardullo. Guzman holding the set. Now delivers curveball. Cardullo again fouls it off down the left field side. This one on the ground. And the count of ball and 2 strikes.
Each at bat from Guzman has gone fastball, fastball, fastball.
Guzman, we talked about it the last time he pitched, which I guess was last night. His move's a little hard for runners on first base to do a whole lot with, because he picks his leg up and just kind of hitches just for a second at the top of his windup, or the top of his leg kick, rather. Know where he's going for a second. Here's the pitch. That's down and in. Almost clipped Cardullo. Russell's going down to second. He will stay there on the wild pitch from Luis Guzman. Steven Cardullo just avoided his 3rd hit by pitch of the ballgame. Cardullo has been hit 17 times this year. 1 behind Jerry Downs for the team lead. One of 3 Rockers to be hit 10+ times this year. Stuart Levy rounding up that group with 13. Two balls, 2 strikes. Now they're not really worried about Michael Russell. Nobody's holding him on in second. Here comes the pitch from Guzman. And Cardullo swings and misses, strike 3. And that is the final out of the inning. Rockers get a man on second, but it has now been 3 and the 3rd inning since they have picked up a base hit, and that's coming back to bite them. We go to the 9th inning. Rockers trail by 2 on the Rockers Baseball Network, driven by Van York.
School and Westchester Country Day School offer students the opportunity to grow, learn in a fun and competitive environment. For more information, visit each school's website. Get your job started on the path to success today. Rockers fans, we need your help. Pack the point and cheer on your High Point Rockers as they push for the playoffs. Next weekend is the last weekend your High Point Rockers will be playing at home this year. Help us by packing the point for our last dollar beer night of the season on Thursday night. The first 500 fans in attendance will also receive a free rally towel presented by Fiddle and Fish. Friday, October 1st is also the last fireworks show of the year. Come join us as we welcome all fans to watch the most spectacular fireworks show in the Triumph on the same field that the Rockers play on. Also next weekend is our Pink at the Point night. The Rockers will be sporting a specialty jersey that will be auctioned off to help benefit and Patriots. We look forward to seeing you all there.
Top of the 9th inning, Rockers go to the bullpen. Oscar Brazoban retired the 3 he faced in a rather unconventional way. Getting a double play that started in the outfield, and they'll turn it over to the new Rocker who made his debut yesterday, Jamison McGrain.
Jamison McGrain yesterday was just electric out of the pen. Pitched an inning, gave up 1 hit, but struck out 2 and threw 15 pitches.
One of the things that you mentioned yesterday about Jamison McGrain strutting around the back of the mound after making a big pitch. And it was funny because I talked to Jamie Keefe pregame today about Jamison McGrain, and he was using a different word to describe the same thing. He said with that inning ended, Jamison McGrain walked off of that mound with so much swagger into the bullpen and said, all right, into the dugout and said, here we go. So this is a guy that clearly is excited to be here.
Well, he wants a ring for each finger now.
McGrain here in the 9th inning will face Paredes, Espinal, and Pisano. And this flips, actually it's not going to be Jimmy Paredes. It's going to be Teodoro Martinez to pinch hit here. Teodoro Martinez will pinch hit for Jimmy Paredes. in the first pitch. Will miss ball one. Actually, it looks like they might have made a double switch a little while ago.
It says Paredes is listed as DH, but
We had him as the right fielder.
all day as the right fielder.
Well, Martinez hits this one foul. It gets out of play. And the count 1-1. Paredes hit into the double play in the 6th inning, correct?
He did?
Yeah. This has Omar Rosario, who is in, we have listed as the designated hitter. They've got him listed in right field. We'll try to clear that up for you. The count 1-1 to Teodoro Martinez right now. That's down low, and the count is 2-1. I'm hearing Meteor Steve Shutt. Apparently the Power made a late lineup change. They did start the game with Paredes, a designated hitter, and Rosario in right field. That new to the press box today, so it looks like that is what happened. So Teodoro Martinez is in, pinch hitting for the pitcher spot. He takes down low there in the count 3-1.
Check that off the bingo card.
The weird thing is that pitch is fouled off and the count goes full. So he broke his bat. Oh no, he missed ball 4, excuse me. Thought he was throwing away a bat that he wasn't going to use anymore, but that is a walk to Teodoro Martinez here in the 9th inning. Brings up Edwin Espinal. I could have sworn that pop-up that fell between Scott Kelly and the right fielder was Jimmy Paredes in there, but I do not have the best eyesight, so that I very well could have missed that. Runner on first base here for Espinal. Fastball from McGrain is a strike, and the count 1-1. Here comes the 0-1. Espinal lofts it foul out of play, right field side. Count is 0-2. This is when I wish that umpires had microphones, much like NFL referees do, so they could let you know about things up in the press box. Yeah, they talk about experimenting with things in the Atlantic League. They've already experimented with TrackMan. Maybe they'll experiment with microphones on the umpires. Fly ball, center field. Field is there, makes the catch. No advancement from Teodoro Martinez. That's out number 1 here in the 9th inning. Brings up Dario Pisano now. Pisano 1 for 2 with a couple of walks.
Jimmy Paredes usually has 2 dreads out the back of his hat. I honestly thought he cut them today and got a little haircut. Apparently, Omar Rosario's been right all game, so our apologies to Jimmy Paredes talking about the fly ball.
Here's the first pitch to Pisano. Fastball way late on it. And the count 0-1. Runner at first base is Teodoro Martinez. 1 out top of the 9th inning. Rockers lead trailed by 2. McGrain looking to keep the deficit there as Pisano loops this one into left field. McGowan charges in, makes the catch. 2 flyouts here for Jamison McGrain in the 9th inning. Brings up Omar Rosario, who is the right fielder today. The right fielder. Rosario, grand slam back in the 5th inning. That is the key moment of this ball game so far. Right-hander up in the bullpen for the Power. You can only assume it's Mike Broadway. Timeout called at the plate. Nobody up in the High Point bullpen. Obviously, McGrain has looked fantastic yesterday and today. First pitch fastball, just inside. Count 1-0. McGrain wanted that one, did not get the call. Waiting on deck is the catcher Arcia. And McGrain delivers the 1-0. Swung on, looped into center field, left center field. Racing over is Johnny Field. He'll make the catch. And after a leadoff walk, straight flyout, gets Jamison McGrain out of it. We will go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Rockers need 2 to tie. And they'll have 5, 6, and 7 coming up when we come back on the Rockers Baseball Network, driven by Van York Auto.
This call to the bullpen is sponsored by Cricket Wireless, working hard to keep you connected and safe. Get your Cricket service today.
Bottom of the 9th inning, Power lead it 8-6. Rockers need 2 runs to avoid a sweep. They'll fall 3.5 games out of the division. And again, the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs also won their game today, so if the Rockers lose, their 5-game cushion on the wild card falls to just 3.
Brideway in the ball game, 36th appearance on the year, 12 for 18 in save opportunities, 2.54 the ERA in 39 innings pitched, 10 walks, 43 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .221 against him.
All right, fans, here we go. It's the bottom of the 9th
The
inning.
pitcher spot will lead off
This
here.
makes noise out
It's going to be Michael Martinez, the pitcher.
Leading off this pinch hitter.
Michael Martinez comes into today hitting an even 340 games, 3 home runs, 26 batted in. It's hard to believe Michael Martinez has been here is going to be here for over a third of the season. Feels like he just joined the team a couple of days ago, but he's been a big contributor for about the last month and a half now.
That's just how the back half of the season is gone. You snap your fingers and all of a sudden, tomorrow's game, that Tuesday is game number 108.
The other day, I told somebody, I'm trying to remember who now. Here's the first pitch. Martinez smacks the line drive out to left field. Going back and making the catch at the wall is Pisano. Chalk it up, another line shot.
Now adding Jared Mitchell.
Still within reach of a West Virginia defender. That's a tough first out again. Jared Mitchell, I'm sorry.
That's kind of been the theme this week. When you hit it hard, it's right at someone.
Jeopardy of going basically the final 4.5 innings without a base hit. In all 3 games, they scored the first run, and they just went cold. Here comes the first pitch to Mitchell. Ground ball, second base. Kelly picks it up, throws to first in time, and the Rockers are down to their final out. It's James McGowan coming to the plate.
This is a scary number, but they have 4 hits from the 6th inning on in this series.
What was the number that you put together a little bit ago with runners in scoring position this series?
3 for 36.
You want to put that in batting average form? It's .083.
And there's the difference in the series right there. Back-to-back 1-run losses, and you go 3 for 26 with runners in scoring position. You can't get it done today.
First pitch from Broadway to McGowan. Takes a fastball. Called strike at the top of the zone. And count 0-1. comes the 0-1. McGowan spoils a foul, count nothing and 2. And now the Rockers are down to their final strike of the ball game. Mike Broadway has just had himself quite a weekend. A save Thursday, a save Friday, a chance for a save Sunday. The 0-2, McOwen slaps a foul, left field side. It stays alive, at least for one more pitch. Well, it looked for the longest time the Rockers would be the first team to 60 wins. The Ducks beat them to that. And it looked like they'd be the first team to 30 wins. The Power beat them to that. And the Rockers really just fighting for their playoff lives for the last 2 weeks of the year. The 0-2, McOwen swinging a miss, high fastball. Rockers go down 1-2-3 in the ninth and get swept by the West Virginia Power. Final score 8-6 in favor of West Virginia. Stick around for the Richards Postgame show. What's coming up next on the Rockers Baseball Network, joined by Van Gorgon.
And now start lining up behind section 115. Rockers fans, the party's not over. Visit Rickster Grill, the official post-game hangout of the High Point Rockers. Visit them tonight at 3815 Tinsley Drive in High Point. Rockers fans, we need your help. Pack the point and cheer on your High Point Rockers as they push for the playoffs. Next weekend is the last weekend your High Point Rockers will be playing home this year. Help us by packing a point for our last dollar air night for the season on Thursday night. The first 500 fans in attendance will also receive a free rally towel presented by Phil and Fish. Friday, October 1st is also the last fireworks show of the year. Come join us as we welcome all fans to watch the most spectacular fireworks show in the Triad on the same field the Rockers play. Also next weekend is our Pink at the Point night. The Rockers will be sporting a specialty jersey that will be auctioned off to help benefit the Hayward Cancer Center and Atrium Health Wake Baptist. We look forward to seeing you all there. Hey fans, did you hear that you can secure your 2022 Rockers season tickets for only $100? That's right, for only $100 you can secure your very own seats for the 2022 High Point Rockers season. To save your spot and for more information, visit the sales table on the concourse. Buy an home plate before it's too late.
Right here. Go take the Bye, girl. Thanks. Hey, where's the ball? Boy. See ya.
All right, all my kids 13 and under who want to come run the bases, make your way over to right field, section 114.
Welcome into the Rickster's Grill postgame show. Rickster's Grill is the official postgame hangout of the High Point Rockers. Visit them today, 3815 Tinsley Drive in High Point. Well, I don't know any other way to say it. This was a disappointing weekend. Rockers get swept by the West Virginia Power. They go from a half game to 3.5 back in the division. They go from 5 up on the wild card to 3 up on the wild card. They were close games, they were tight games, but at the end of the day, emotional victories don't count for a whole lot. You need to win games. The Rockers can get it done.
You said it perfectly. They lose back-to-back one-run ball games that frankly, you had chances in both of them. You go into today 3 for 26 with runners in scoring position. You would have left 13 of the 21 on this series in scoring position. This was a day that even though you didn't win the series, you could carry some momentum into next week, chip back into that deficit. You're only a game and a half back of the power. You just don't get it done. You go over with runners in scoring position. Everything just kind of falls apart. And even though the Rockers have the best overall record in the South Division, it doesn't mean anything. It very much puts them in a situation and a feeling of the first half series against Lexington when they came in 5.5 back and needed to win some games. There's about 15 to go to give yourself a shot. Very much feels the same way after today's game that it felt against Lexington after that 3-game sweep.
And the thing is,
Parents, you guys can slide
for
your way around
most of the year,
this will be a
we
lot
can say
easier.
they're putting the pieces together. They're coming around. We see improvement. There's no more time for improvement. There's 2 weeks left. This is a team that needs to look themselves in the mirror right now and say, we've got to get some wins here the last 2 weeks of the season.
Exactly, and especially with how tight the North Division is, there might not be a wild card this year. And if there's not a wild card this year, it gets very tough very quickly. And even though the percentages say the Rockers have a very good chance to make the playoffs, if Southern Maryland makes a miraculous run at the North Division title at the end of things, only a game and a half back, it doesn't matter what the percentages say. The Rockers need to get some wins quickly, and they need to get them fast.
The Rockers have 2 things going for them. 1, 6 of their final 12 games are against Southern Maryland, so they could both hurt the Blue Crabs and help the Ducks by winning those games. The other thing, the West Virginia Power schedule is tougher than the Rockers going forward. 3 with the Legends, 3 with the Ducks, then they have York and Gastonia, but Gastonia's a toss-up the way that they've been playing recently. So in terms of strength of schedule, you do have to like the Rockers' chances a little bit going forward.
The one problem is this is late in a 120-game season when guys haven't played in 18 months. The Ducks and the Legends have already locked up the first round of the playoffs. They already know whether they're starting home or away. The Ducks know they're staying in Long Island after the season ends. The Legends know they're going to play 1 game on the road and then 2 at home. These games don't exactly matter for either of them, and that's the tough part for the Rockers. They are fighting for their playoff lives. The Power are fighting for their playoff lives. The Blue Crabs are fighting for their playoff lives. The Ducks and the Legends could go 0 for the rest of the way, and it doesn't matter. You think there has to be a rest element involved with both of those teams in the final 2 weeks where you might not have your A lineup every night, and that's the scary part of things down the stretch.
One thing you hope for the Rockers, they go with that rest lineup the second week as opposed to the first week because both of them play West Virginia this week. Rockers got on the board in the bottom of the first inning. Stephen Cardullo was hit by a pitch with the bases loaded. 1 run came in. And a sacrifice fly from Quincy Lattimore brought in Michael Russell, 2-0 your score. Top of the second inning, a sacrifice fly from Francisco Arcia puts the Power on the board. The score is 2-1 at that point. In the top of the third inning, Omar Rosario reaches on an error by Stephen Cardullo that allowed 2 runs to score. It was a pop-up that Cardullo was not able to handle. 2 runs came in and scored on the infield pop-up because there were 2 outs in the inning. Jerry Downs would homer in the third inning, his 20th of the year, to tie the game at 3. But the top of the 5th, this is where it hurt. Bases loaded, Omar Rosario comes up and hits a home run, a grand slam over the left field wall. 7-3 your score. Scott Kelly would bring in Nate Easley in the 6th with a double. The bottom of the 6th inning, though, the Rockers did get 1 back on a walk. Bases loaded walk. Jerry Downs would bring in Michael Russell. Wild pitch would also bring in another run. Johnny Field would come in and score. And then Stephen Cardullo, a sacrifice fly, brings in the final run of the ball game, 8-6. But the big thing, we already talked about it, the Rockers struggled with runners in scoring position and did not get a hit for the final 4 1/3 innings of this ball game.
Well, and they allowed a West Virginia team to have a great day on offense. They had 19 straight games where they scored 7 runs or less. They'd only scored 7 runs 3 times, so it was not a team that had really come around on offense. They explode for 8 today, more runs than they've had in more than the last month, which makes things tough for the Rockers. They got to figure it out, and York comes to town. Yes, they're a hot team. The Rockers really need to win 2 of 3 at a minimum, or get the sweep. Final time of the game today, 3 hours and 18 minutes. The attendance, 1,900. and 84. Let's look around the Atlantic League one final time, brought to you by Ginny Maurer Cruise Planners. Southern Maryland takes down Lancaster 6-2. Colton Mahoney gets the win, improves to 8-5. Niall Paul the loss falls to 2-6. Lexington 11, York 2. J.J. Hoover his 7th win of the year at Water Rivera. The loss falls to 6-3. York, though, has won 5 of their last 7 coming into Tuesday. Gastonia 9, Long Island 3. Highland Piguero gets the win, improves to 4-5. Adam Heidenfelder, the loss, falls to 1-1.
West Virginia on the win, 31-17 now in the second half, 53-54 overall. Rockers drop 27-20, 58-49 overall. Jason Manzueta takes the loss in his Rockers debut, falls to 0-1. Joe Tester the win, improves to 5-3. Mike Broadway notches his 13th save. Time to hand out a game ball for today, and there were not a whole lot of offensive highlights, maybe outside of Jerry Downs' home run. But I'm going to give it to Michael Russell today. Reached base in 4 of his 5 plate appearances. I'm just counting it down till this guy is eligible for the batting title, because Michael Russell, if he was eligible right now, would have a 10-point lead.
I'm going to go with Jerry Downs because he's a guy that's been struggling his last couple of games. His last 5 games, 4 for 20 with 2 strikeouts. Today, though, goes 1 for 3, pops a homer. There was a massive shot for his 20th of the year, joins the 20 home run club. And remember, this is a guy that's never hit more than 15 in his career, and he's hit 20 this year. Also, worked 2 walks, and that's a big thing for a guy like Jerry Downs because he doesn't work a ton of walks on the year, but when you're struggling at the plate, the best thing to come out of it is to get your walks, and that's what he's done today.
Absolutely, and the Rockers certainly hope that he can parlay that into a good last 2 weeks of the regular season. Tuesday night, the homestand continues, beginning of a 3-game set against the York Revolution. It'll be 7:05 first pitch. We'll be on the air 6:30 with the Sweet Old Bills pregame show on MixLR. We'll be joining in on YouTube at 6:50. It's youth sports night. If you have a child 12 or under and they wear their youth sports jersey, whether it's elementary school football, Little League baseball, YMCA basketball, whatever, they come in wearing that jersey, they get in for free on Tuesday night. Javic, final thoughts here tonight.
Rockers got to turn it around. This is a big final 12-game stretch. You think you got to go at least 8-4, maybe even 9-3, 10-2 if you really want to make a run at the division. And you just hope, cross your fingers, cross your toes, that Long Island ends up as the North Division champion. Because if not, and you can't win the South, it doesn't matter where you are on the wild card, you're done.
Absolutely. I think you said it the best. And at the end of the day, again, close games, tight games, good games, but that doesn't count for anything in the standings. This is a team that needs to pick up some wins. We'll try to do that against the York Revolution beginning at 7:05 on Tuesday. That'll do it for us tonight. Final score, West Virginia Power 8, the High Point Rockers 6. For everyone down in the control room, Rockers Baseball Network, as well as Javic Blake, I'm Kendrick Fruit saying have a rockin' good night, and we'll see you Tuesdays. The Rockers continue their homestand.
Just 'cause they heard where I'm from, they think I'm crazy. Okay, well maybe just a little crazy. 'Cause I admit I'm crazy about that.